starts the Southern Maryland Guitar Guru Show, featuring Dan Harsha and Dan Allman. This week's show, we're highlighting the latest in music, life, and culture. Through different eyes.
Yo, this is Dan Harsha, and this is the Guitar Gurus, and with me always is...
Dan Allman here.
How you doing tonight, bud?
Man, dude, who would have thought? Here we are. How am I doing? I'm over the moon. I'm excited. I'm like Hulk Hogan talking to Mean Gene right now. You know?
Yeah, brother.
I mean, it's all here. Episode 52. It's our Danniversary.
Dude, it's 1 year's worth of content going down tonight.
It's also 1 year of hard work that we put in on a weekly basis, man.
Oh, yeah, dude.
And I am just ecstatic about it. I'm going to be silly tonight.
I hear you, dude. Well, it's going to go down tonight. We'll get to it in just a moment, but it's going to go down tonight, man. But
shouldn't have asked me how I was doing.
Dude, yes. Right. Well, to everybody in the audience, to mark our 1 year anniversary, we're throwing a bash here at the studio. And in studio, we're actually having our first ever in-studio guest.
Oh.
And that first guest is none other my brother, Scott Harsha, because, in fact, he was our first guest back when we first started this
Ever.
out. Yeah. So, Scott, say hi.
Good evening, gentlemen. Good evening.
Oh, there he is. Look at that, dude.
He's here in studio, man.
Our first guest ever.
So this is cool. So how do you like the process so far, man?
I like the sound check that we had. It was wonderful. And I hope that I live up to a better interview than my first one, which I felt was the most boring interview ever.
It was pretty boring.
I don't know.
But it was full of information, which sometimes can be boring.
Right. Hey, that digital studio build was awesome content.
Yeah, it was great, man. I'm just messing with you.
Yeah, but, dude, Scott, when we usually kick off the show, we do one of these. We started off because we got to wet our whistles. Oh, yeah. Popping ollies up in this camp.
Courtesy of Ollie's Bar and Grill right here, man. Giving us the beverages, man.
And Scott said, dude, I know y'all got your beer thing. I'm bringing my liquor. And Scott's got his vodka, man. So I'm down with it, dude. Drink up.
I might post a couple pictures throughout the evening here, man, just to put them up of this inside the studio.
Yeah.
With permission, of course.
He showed up with a bottle of Belvedere. Yeah.
Like
That's awesome.
Mr. Belvedere.
Yeah, right. Wesley.
We're going to have a lot of fun tonight,
Right.
y'all,
Yeah, man. It's cranking, man.
So how are you doing?
Dude,
Mr.
I'm
Harsha, after a year of this, man.
Dude, I'm ecstatic.
You're not sick of me yet?
Nah, man. Not at all. I feel like we're just starting.
Yeah, well, we're going to have that sugary moment real quick where the listeners are going to go, oh, my God, really? I'm proud of you, man.
Oh, yeah.
We've accomplished so much that I cannot say that enough that this has been an incredible journey. I'm glad I'm doing it with you. Glad to be here. We're going to do 50, 100 more of these.
I know, man. Thank you so much for those kind words, and thank you for showing up every week.
Hell yeah,
That's
man.
huge, too, man. That's a big commitment. And out of everybody I know, man, you're the only one I know that will come in through with that. And it's just super awesome. So thank you for that, for just showing up every week, man. And you troopered through a couple bad weeks.
Yeah, I've been pretty ill a few of those weeks, but that's what happens, man.
Right, but we made it happen, and we stuck to our commitment to the audience, too, of being that weekly show that's there to provide them the information.
Yep.
And I think with a year down, man, I think we've done a good job and a great job of promoting the local artist, letting them come on, talk about their musical journey, talk about their band, where they're playing at, where they're coming to. And that really builds a connection with the fan base.
Yeah.
Because
absolutely.
when they finally meet your band and see you at these local places, hey, man, I heard your interview. You like that? I like that. Check this out.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
And I think it's made everybody a little tighter, man. The couple shows I do get to go out and check out, man, the vibe is really positive and nice at these venues. It's none of the old days where you were always looking over your shoulder thinking something bad was going to happen. That music community is pretty awesome right now. I want to shout out to those cats always doing the thing in Southern Maryland and playing venues, man, because they don't have to do it. They want to do it.
They want to. Exactly. Great point. They want to do it, man.
Right.
And I'm thankful that we get to be a small part of it, man.
Right.
You know, and it's okay for us to toot our horns a little bit after a year.
It's okay.
Oh, dude, I'm down with it, man.
So
I love
I'm
it.
going to say this.
All
I
right.
really, I shouldn't do this, but I'm going to. And I'm going to say that I think, this show that we have here, I think has helped build some relationships that may not have existed already.
I believe that.
There's a little bit of a webbing that's come out of this that's connected people.
Oh, there's people.
I hope that's what it is.
Yeah, I mean, I know there's, matter of fact, I talk with a lot of people that I would never would have talked to if
Yeah.
I wasn't doing this show.
Absolutely.
So and, that just shows you how the community is. There's real artists out there that see the value in what we're doing and want to come on and promote their brand, their band, their brand, and whatever they have to talk about. And we're here to help.
That's what we're here for.
We've never said no. We just said wait your turn.
Right.
And that's we can only do so much to make everybody feel good. Not just run. I don't want to do a 3-minute interview. That doesn't build any
That
value.
does not do justice to the artist, man.
Right? Yeah.
You
gotta
can't
come
do that.
in and massage it and just let it happen.
Yeah.
So it's cool, man. 1 year down, many more to go. The studio's cranking. I mean, just look around, dude. Look what's changed in this 1 year, man.
Oh man, it's amazing what's changed. I mean, all the awesome swag that has come our way through people just being very generous with our signed posters and our custom pick guards that were made by 920D, and just it's amazing what's come our way because of it, and it's because everybody has supported and listened every week while we still do it.
Right, exactly. And then Scott, you've been here the whole time. You've seen it from the first days to now. What do you got to say about it? Let's hear what you got to say, man.
I'm glad you asked.
Sure.
First and foremost, I want to say thank you for having me on the show and here in the studio. This is totally awesome. I've been super jazzed for weeks about it.
Nice.
Number two, I'd like to say I'm very proud of both of you guys because this is not an easy thing to do. And I think week after week you've proven how hard it is, and yet you've kept going. Other people may have tried to do what you do, but they can't match it. You've raised the bar pretty high. I'm very proud of you guys. And I think to echo what you guys both said, you have made multiple relationships happen. You've brought people together, and that's a positive thing. And lastly, and then I'll be quiet, I want to say thank you because never in my lifetime did I ever expect to step on the bridge of the Starship Enterprise. And now here I am.
Wow, there it is, man.
Permission to come aboard,
man.
Permission granted.
Where's Scotty? I'm here.
That's awesome,
That's
dude.
awesome.
That-
Me and you actually saw James doing one time, but that's a different story. Scott, I'm getting ready to cry, man. You're bringing a tear to my eye, man. I got to deflect with comedy because that's pretty emotional, man, what you just said. I appreciate the hell out of it.
Yeah, man, because I tell you, man, the journey for this past year with me on the backside of not doing taping, the other stuff, wow. Insane the stuff I've had to fight through. Lost data on one episode, had to rebuild it from the ground up.
That was scary.
I never did that before. I had to figure out how it did. Luckily, how the software works, it writes a master audio file in a whole separate area. But whatever, it's that. Multiple failed uploads, all that stuff. Yeah, what's up?
How many phone calls have I called you about my program locking up and you being like the Apple person on call? Oh, okay, sir. You need to just quit and walk away. But no, you're cool.
Just set it on fire and get the family out of the house.
Well, what's good about your system is I put it together and there's no BS with it. So there's nothing for it really. If you have a problem, it's a major problem because the components are awesome. That's the secret.
Well, we figured out the one problem was the vocal strip, right? That was the.
Well, that's just the software. I'm talking hardware. If you ever had something like the computer won't turn on, if something like that goes down, you're never going to have that happen because the quality of the components are there. But if it does, it'll be easily diagnosed and fixed in 20 minutes with the right diagnosis. So I know the whole thing inside and out.
I know you were always happy that it never touched the internet. Like, that was a big thing for you. Like, you said, this computer has never touched the internet.
Nope. It's fucking a virgin, dude. I downloaded all the software separately, installed it, and that's it. Because you don't need it to do anything else. It's irrelevant. And that's what makes it super easy. That's why everybody runs into problems is you have a computer and you use it for everything. Well, when you cross-moginate and you don't know what you're doing, bad stuff can happen.
There it is, man.
Like my master computer here, dude, I only go to like 4 or 5 different websites. That's it. And no one's going to take care of those websites. I'm good.
I can probably name 3 of them.
Right. What's up?
We just got a compliment about a week and a half ago from our friend Kevin Jones. He came over to mix Extra Time,
Right.
which you took a stab at Extra Time.
Right.
We're kind of figuring out which mix we want to use, but he was very impressed with the engineering that went into that. So that's, I guess, a nod to all of us.
Oh, that's cool,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Dude, it was a fun time doing all that, man. I enjoyed it, man. It was fun. Seeing all the tracking go down, that's fun to me. I love doing that stuff, but that's why I'm doing the show, you know? I love talking about music, love having these guys on about their bands. You know, everything I wanted when I was playing in a band, I'm doing here because that's what I know I wanted when I was out there.
Right.
And-
Could you imagine having this avenue 20 years ago like this?
Right. I mean,
Where would we be right now?
exactly.
Who knows? I mean, we had none of this.
A lot cooler.
It would be a lot cooler.
Cool. All right. Well, real quick, last show recap. I want a special shout out Sam Grow, Joe Barrett for coming on for the Sam Grow show.
Yeah.
Because that was awesome of them. It was
was.
awesome. I highly suggest everybody go check them out, listen back. Great interviews by both of those guys and the famous poop story of Ohio. I went to
I heard
Ollie's-
about that.
Dude, I went up to Ollie's to pick up the beer today. Even she was like, hey, man, I told him I was going to hang out with him on the RV. She's like, better not bring no moonshine. And I started laughing. She was laughing. It was awesome. So, oh, dude, that was great. So,
I'm still laughing.
so shout out to last week's show. We're kind of doing an abbreviated version. We got to get back on track.
Yep.
So last week's show, Sam Grow and the boys, thank you guys. We'll be in touch soon. This week's show, let me run it down real quick.
All right.
We're going to get the Ollie's Bar and Grill soundstage phone system cranking in just a moment. We're going to get David Higgins on with the Southern Maryland Chronicle for Higgy on the beat.
Yep.
We're going to check out the 10-ounce 12-pack sampler.
We love it.
And see who's jamming where this weekend.
Yep.
And that's going to be our thing. Then we'll check in with the events and stuff. Then we're going to talk about the Spoons meal review. Scotty got a taste of it tonight. How was it, dude?
Yeah.
It was fantastic.
So save your thoughts on that. We'll get to it in a moment, a little later on, and we'll talk all about our meal.
He got to see a side of the good life tonight.
Exactly. So we'll do the Spoons meal review. Then we're going to get Sean Kirkpatrick on for Sean in 60 Seconds and see what's happening in his world.
Can't wait.
Cool. Then we'll take a break, get reset, come back up and do our first of 2 featured guests tonight.
Yep.
First up is Will Conway. He's a guitarist for the band called the SuperChargers, and they're playing all over D.C. I branched out a little bit, got them to come on because I wanted to get a taste of D.C. on the program.
Yeah, man.
Just to see what's going on there, and hopefully some guys can hear them and maybe reach out and start their network.
Sure.
This is a networking opportunity for a lot of Southern Maryland bands.
Yeah. DC's
Listen-
a great place to play. Man.
Listen to Will, check him out, and then maybe send him a message. Hey, man, check my band out. Maybe you can do some shows together or something.
Yep.
What do you want to say, Scott?
Remember back in the 90s when we were playing, there was about 2 places you could play in DC back then. Now there's, what, a plethora?
There's a
plethora.
plethora.
So we'll talk to Will, see what's going on up in that part of town. I'm excited for this.
I can't wait.
Cool. Then we're going to do the Island Music Guitar of the Week.
Yeah.
Dude, the Guitar of the Week this week is what's up. It's the Fender Ultra Series, American Ultra Series Stratocaster, and the Mocha Burst finished. Awesome Guitar of the Week. I really had the sad Monday morning commute of taking the guitar back. It was a bad one this weekend, man. I was running through all the crazy thoughts in my head. All right, if I sell this, do that, I can get it.
Right.
You know the whole I'm 12 years old thing again. You know.
Yeah, I get it.
But dude, that's an awesome guitar. Can't wait to talk about it. It's one for the ages. Fender,
I'm looking forward to that, man. I'm curious about this Ultra Series.
dude. Let me just preview this. Fender Ultra Series is what's up. I'm a Fender guy. I've cut it straight with all you guys with all the different guitars over the years. Over the year.
Yeah.
This is an awesome. Wait till we talk about it. Guitar of the Week.
Can't wait.
Cool. Dude, then we're going to do the Jesse Wickline Allied Renovations 2 for Tuesday shout-outs. Get our shout-outs in to all our fans out there in my favorite part of the show. Get to
No doubt, man.
show the fans love,
My favorite part as well.
Cool. And then our second featured guest tonight is Scott Harsha, guitarist David of Dynamos. He's in studio, so it's going to be cool. He's going to hang out in the background and chime in when he wants.
Yeah.
And then we'll get to his interview, and then that's when some stuff is going to go down. So it's going to it's going to behoove you to tune away tonight when this is coming out because we got some awesome content coming. Scott, I know you're chomping at the bit. What do you got?
It's going to be exclusive information, only heard here first.
Oh, there it is.
Guitar Gurus, here it is.
We
man.
love the Gurus exclusive.
Cool. Dude, we're going to get the Ollie's Bar and Grill soundstage phone system cranking. We're going to get David Higgins on for the Submarine Chronicle for Higgy on the beat. What do you think?
I'm ready as always, man.
Soothing tone, sir.
All right. David Higgins, Southern Maryland Chronicle, coming up right here on the Southern Maryland Guitar Guru Show. We'll get him dialed in. Here he is.
Here it is. It's cranking. Come on, Higgy.
This is Higgy. What's jamming?
Hey, Higgy, it's Dan. What's happening, buddy?
Not much. How you doing, Danny?
Dude, we're in the studio. We're taping the show, man. Everybody's excited here. We're celebrating our 1-year show anniversary because it's episode 52, man.
Oh, you didn't tell me that. I didn't bring no cake.
We need you cranking on the news, dude.
I ain't got no time to bake.
That's right. That's right. But, dude, for our 1-year anniversary deal, we actually got our first guest ever, Scott Harsha, my brother. He's actually in studio. Say hi to Higgy, Scott.
Higgy, good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Harsha II.
There it is.
The elder.
I dig it.
The elder. Okay.
Yeah, he is elder by 3 years.
That's like me and my brother. I'm 3 years older than him.
Oh, wow. There you go.
Well, Higgy, real quick, Scott is the guitar player for David and the Dynamos, if you didn't know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
And how are you? Say good evening, David Higgins.
Good evening.
I love it.
I love it. Well, dude, Higgy, let's jump into it. Scott wants to hear how this goes down.
All right. Good evening, Southern Maryland. I'm Dave Higgins for Higgy on the beat, coming to you live from the Southern Maryland Chronicle newsroom. A chilly fall weekend coming up. We're getting a little bit closer to the wintertime. Highs are going to be in the low 40s, dipping to just around freezing at night. There's going to be about a 40 to 50% chance of rain on Saturday. Sunday will be sunny. So let's get started with the 10-ounce 12-pack sampler of what's on tap this weekend in Southern Maryland. On Friday, David Flood will be at the Lotus Kitchen in Solomon's at 6 p.m. At the Christ Church Hall in Chaptico, we have open mic with Gregory Pink at 7 p.m. That looks like a new one to the list.
Oh, wow.
Gridiron Grill in Callaway, you got Spoiler Alert Acoustic at 7 p.m. At Toots Bar, you got Lincoln's Day Off at 8 p.m. We don't see that band together much around here, so it's nice to see them on the list.
Yep.
At 9 p.m., you got my buddy Vinny from Outside the Wire. They're going to be at Ape Hangers Bar and Grill in Belloughton. And 9:45 p.m., Paradox will be at ABC Liquors and Lounge in California.
Damn, Friday.
And Friday's popping this week.
Yeah.
On Saturday, at the Wreath Festival at the Calvert High School in Prince Frederick, put on by Calvert Hospice, John Lusky will be there at 12 p.m. At 7 p.m., Jason Mitchell from Lincoln's Day Off will be with Chris Luckett at the Rex in Leonardtown.
Nice.
Work in Progress will be at Sunset Cove at Point Lookout Marina and Ridge at 7 p.m. And Tracy Allen at 8:30 over at Bears Beach Club in Lusby. On Sunday, Kathy O'Rourke, 11 a.m., will be at the Ruddy Duck Ale House. That is the Piney Point location. 3 p.m., you got the Bradley Turner Band at Gilligan's Pier in Newburgh. The weekly music schedule is prepared by Lynn Arion with permission given to the Chronicle to reprint. And that's your 10-ounce 12-pack sampler for what's going on this weekend. Be sure to check out the entire local music schedule, which is released Thursdays at 4 p.m. and Facebook shortly thereafter.
Great schedule, man. Great schedule. Nicely handpicked on your sampler this week, David.
Yeah, I love getting a nice mix out there. I love bringing, getting the mix of not only the venues, but the artists.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, Friday
There's
night.
so many different bands out there. There's so many acoustic acts, and there's always a diamond in the rough somewhere.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
Absolutely.
But Friday night is happening, man.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Looking at the pre-schedule that Lynn sent me, Friday night looks pretty hot this week.
Good deal. What's happening in events?
All right. As I mentioned earlier, the annual Festival of Wreaths at Calvert High School, put on by the Calvert Hospice as a community event with a blind auction, and you can buy wreaths there. That's going to be Saturday the 23rd. In Charles County, also on Saturday the 23rd, at the La Plata Town Hall, you got the Walk to End Homelessness in Charles County. On Sunday in St. Mary's County, you've got the annual craft fair at the Hollywood Volunteer Fire Department. If you've never been to this craft fair, it is huge and it is awesome. So that's a few events going on for you in Southern Maryland this weekend.
Gotcha.
All right, some news now. Calvert County. This was probably the best news that I heard all week long.
Oh, wow. Okay.
For many of our readers who spend some time on Facebook, you have most certainly run across the man Kenneth Hobar. This individual is known in the community for his Facebook impersonations, fake Facebook and social media profiles, antagonizing posts to the local businesses, churches, community organizations, and to Sheriff Evans of the County College Sheriff's Office in particular.
Right.
He was arrested several months ago for stalking the sheriff.
Wow.
The sheriff was down there for his sentencing on November 13th, where he was found guilty. He was sentenced to 89 days in jail and 1 year of probation. He's also not allowed to have any contact with the sheriff. He is not allowed to talk about the sheriff on Facebook. And if he does, he will be rearrested.
Wow.
I remember this tool bag.
Dude.
This guy's got some problems, man.
It takes a lot for me to ban someone from the Chronicle because I believe in free speech. I believe in, as long as you're not bullying, harassing, or otherwise, doing something wrong, I let you go. This guy was banned like 2 seconds after he started talking.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I see why.
Dude, anytime a judge in a courthouse has to ban you from talking on Facebook about someone, you got problems, man.
Yeah.
A judge.
I like the fact that sheriff showed up for it. Like, where are you at now?
Yeah,
Who's your
you're talking
Huckleberry?
about, this is down in Florida that Sheriff Evans went to it. So
Ooh.
I just can't believe he was only given 89 days, though.
Yeah, I can't.
You're stalking a sheriff.
I am.
Yeah, that should be more
So-
serious than that.
I mean, you get more time if you kill a police officer than if you kill a regular person. You get more time if you assault a police officer than if you assault a regular person. So what kind of time are they going to give you if you're stalking a real person, regular person?
I agree. It should be.
Yeah.
Never mind. It should be a lot more than that.
Yeah. So, I mean, he's a habitual offender. This isn't the first time. This has been going on for years.
All right, so he's a little unstable.
Dude, my favorite word of all time is habitual.
Yeah,
I just love saying it. You're a habitual liar.
Yeah.
You son of a bitch.
sounds like
Right? Isn't that the greatest word ever? Habitual.
Habitual.
And then whenever you refer to the police, always go the authorities. All right, enough about that. All right, then, let's get back on track.
Moving on.
All right.
I'm
Over in
habitual
Charles,
about that.
over in Charles County, a story that you will only see on the Southern Maryland Chronicle. Back in May of 2019, retired Capitol Police Officer Mark Latson took a drunk driving ride one night and ended up causing an accident in Bryantown on a wrong way accident, killing 47-year-old Timothy Market. A bench warrant was issued for Latson, and he was taken into custody on November 3rd. On November 8th, he was charged and indicted with felony negligent manslaughter, 2 counts of felony negligent homicide while under the influence, driving under the influence of alcohol, and driving under the influence of alcohol per se. The top count of felony negligent manslaughter carries a maximum of 10 years and up to $5,000 in fines.
Not enough, man. I want more.
That's not enough.
Yeah, that's definitely not enough. I don't get the whole manslaughter part.
Dude,
We just had a gentleman in St. Mary's County who was charged with first-degree murder for killing someone while driving.
right.
So this guy went out drunk driving. On top of it, he was driving down the wrong side of the road.
Hey, Scott, what do you want to
That's
say?
even worse.
Well, I live in Hollywood, Maryland, and about 10 years ago, there was a cop, a St. Mary's County cop, that actually hit an old gentleman on the road, and he left the bar drunk and got away with it.
Yeah.
And I, in turn, wrote a song called Friendly Fire
Right.
as a protest song that no one has ever heard.
Okay.
You'll have to play that on the radio station for us.
Yeah, dude. Get it together, man. You got a recording studio now.
You're right.
All right, Higgy, back to the beat.
All right, some good news again. St. Mary's County. Feed St. Mary's is set to open in a few weeks. A soft opening will proceed with ordering, delivering, and distributing food to 3 of the plot pantries, Church of Ascension and Good Samaritan in Lexington Park and Helping Hands in Mechanicsville. In July 2019, Feed St. Mary's secured a spot at the U-Haul facility on Great Mills Road in Lexington Park with a 5-year no-cost lease. The organization was assisted by Commissioner Hewitt in obtaining that. Julie Randall, one of the organizers of the grassroots effort, says once we work out the bugs with the pilots, we will begin opening the doors to additional food pantries and soup kitchens that are part of the Maryland Food Bank Network. So that's something nice going on there. We got End Hunger Calvert County that just set up their distribution facility in Calvert, and now you got Feed St. Mary's, which is doing, getting that one going. And then they're starting to do it a little bit more with domestic abuse and homelessness in Charles County to tackle those issues.
Right. Me and Albin donated food to the Island Music Food Drive this past Saturday, too. So we did our part on that.
Oh, yeah.
All right. And our favorite part of the night, sports.
Yeah. I love it.
All right. We'll start with the Capitals. They're hot on the fire right now. They're still tearing through the teams. Capitals beat the Flyers, Bruins, and Ducks this week, lost to the Canadiens on Friday. They are sitting at 16-3-4 with 36 points, 7 more than the Atlantic Division leading Bruins. The Caps are going to play the Rangers and the Canucks this week.
Hey, did you see that fight?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, dude, you can't be spitting on people, man.
No.
Depends on the situation.
As good as they were doing, that was like taking 2 steps back.
Right, dude. I get the guy sucker punched you. It's on video. You know someone saw it. You just got to be the bigger man, and you can't be spitting on people.
Yeah.
Look, I love the Caps. They're my team. I'm never gonna stop loving them. But at least he came out and just apologized. But
that's got to just be an isolated incident and move on from it.
Right, but you can't. I hope Coach Reardon really got him in private and really had a conversation.
I'm sure a couple of the other players got into him also.
Yeah, man. Because you gotta check that shit, man.
Yeah. All right, over with the Wizards. The rebuilding Wizards are sitting at 3-8 after losing to the Magic and the Celtics this week. They did beat the T-Wolves by 19 on Friday. They're going to play the Hornets and Kings this week. SMAC fall sports are done now. So here we go. Northern High women's soccer won the Class 3A state championship, beating Wild Lake 5-0. The Calvert High women's soccer team beat Middletown High to reclaim the Class 2A state championship title 2-1. Other SMAC class titles over in boys soccer: Huntingtown Class 3A South Region 1 champion, Patuxent Class 2A South Region 2 champion, La Plata Class 2A South Region 1, McDonough Class 1A South Region 1, and Leonardtown Class 4A East Region. La Plata women Class 2A South Region, McDonough Class 1A South Region. Over in field hockey, Huntingtown Class 3A South Region 2 champ, Patuxent Class 1A, Great Mills Class 3A, Thomas Stone Class 2A. You got a couple others: volleyball, golf, and cross country. Several more Southern Maryland schools were the division and SMAC championships. And then our big one this week, the Redskins. Surprise? Well, not really. Another terrible performance against the Jets, losing 34-17, leaving the Skins at 1-9. Lions up this week on Sunday at 1 p.m., and then some other news coming out of Redskin Park this week with Monte Nicholson.
Well, go Jets, because, that's my favorite team of all time.
Right.
No, I'm serious. I've been a Jets fan my whole life.
Yeah, I took them to the game last year.
This was fun. Sunday was fun.
I broke my rule of watching the games because I said after, I think it was week 3, I'm not going to watch anymore.
It worked out.
So I broke my rule, and I started watching it, and by halftime, I shut it off.
You know what? They finally got to the 17th quarter and scored a touchdown.
Yeah.
So maybe you should watch more often. Come on, man.
I just can't.
You got nothing?
I got nothing.
What do you got, Scott?
Like like I said last week or the week before, pick 5 or 6 core guys from offense, defense, and special teams.
Right.
Put everybody else on the trainer block.
Yep.
I think they're tanking on purpose, trying to get that draft pick.
Dude,
Start
be a
trading everybody you can.
That would be a compliment if it was true, but they're really trying, man.
They're really trying.
What do you think, Scott?
Higgy, thank you for that update. Now I know what to do on Sunday. I'm going to the Hollywood Volunteer Fire Department for the craft fair because it's directly behind my house.
You're not going to watch
I'm
the
glad I
Redskins
can help
game?
you plan your Sunday fun day.
Nice. Scott pulling out the craft fair card. Dig it.
Better than a Redskins game.
Right.
It's in St. Mary's, so you know there will be booze, 10-ounce Budweisers all around.
And we just did a 10-ounce 12-pack sampler. That's awesome. Is that everything, Higgy? What do you got? Say your piece. What's up?
That's it. For all your tips, send them to tips@southernmarylandchronicle.com. And that's your weekly wrap on news. As always, follow the Chronicle on Facebook at facebook.com/SOMD Chronicle or at southernmarylandchronicle.com for all your local, state, regional news, weather, and sports. And I will see you guys next week.
All right, Higgy. Thank you, sir. You the man, brother.
All right, man. We'll be in
All
touch.
right, guys.
Happy Thanksgiving to you, buddy.
Yeah. That's right. We're
off next week.
Program update. We're off next week because of the holiday, dude.
Okay, thanks for letting me know that.
Yeah, man. Sorry about that.
Yeah, you're the last to know. Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
I was just checking your investigative reporter handle to see if you had investigated what was going to happen.
In all seriousness, happy Thanksgiving to you and your family, man. Enjoy your
Thank you.
Enjoy your holiday.
And to you guys also. I'll be working, but
Yeah, I won't. I'll be in Texas.
Yeah, dude. And I'll be available if you got calls on anything. Give me a ring, dude.
Yeah, don't call
all right, man.
me.
I appreciate it, guys. You guys enjoy. Happy 1 year. Happy Thanksgiving.
All right.
And let's keep rolling.
That's right.
That's
Let's do
right,
it.
dude. We're cranking, man. Thanks so much, Higgy.
All right, guys. Bye.
All right.
Bye,
See you,
bye.
brother. Hell yeah, man.
There it
Southern
is.
Maryland Chronicle right here on the Southern Maryland Guitar Guru Show. What a good relationship we have with them, man. It's been going on for a long time, and we're so grateful for it. So,
It's awesome, dude. David Higgins, Southern Maryland Chronicle, Higgy on the Beat is the all-time show favorite segment.
It
That's
is.
why it's first up, man. I mean,
it's your local news, man. It's
your
not just
local-
ambulance chasing. It's none of that. It's,
dude,
it's
this
the
is
news.
real news. We don't have none of that. Oh, X, Y, and Z got arrested for it because the car had a wrong tire or some shit
Here's
like
your
that.
weekly mugshots.
Yeah, but none of that. I'm done. I'm done with that. People,
Yeah.
what's up, Scott?
It's very professional and concise.
Yes, there's a very good description.
Yeah, that's how David Higgins operates. The Chronicle's a fantastic website. There's no garbage on it. It's just clean. There's ads on there, but they're done right, so it doesn't intrude.
Yep.
He does it right, man. It's just awesome. SouthernMarylandChronicle.com, SOMD Chronicle on Facebook. Check them out. They're there. And he's cranking with us, man. Higgy on the beat, dude. That's how we do it.
It's our number one source for local news right here in this show.
That's right, dude. That's why he's a partner with us, man. It's good stuff.
Sweet. Well, now that we've done that,
Dude, let's talk.
what shall we do next?
Well, dude, we're going to transition into the Spoons Barbecue meal review and
Oh,
having
yeah.
Scott here tonight talk about his experience with it. Dude, we had the classic shrimp fried rice, ribs, and you actually had an all-American hamburger too.
Oh, absolutely.
And of course the salads. What did you think of the spread, Scott?
The spread here was fantastic. However, I do have a spoon story that I shared with Danny Albin on his birthday. It was my first time at Spoons.
Right.
So I don't know if this is the time to get into
We'll get that
or
in
not.
your interview. What did you think about the meal tonight?
Oh, tonight, fantastic. The ribs were delicious. The fried rice was awesome. I did not get any of the mac and cheese
No.
Yeah, not with him
me
around.
No.
No.
or
That's
the
my-
green beans.
That's my treat.
That's his deal, dude. That's his deal. I don't even.
I
got
left I left some green beans for you.
I went to get one week and I wound up with a fork in my finger. So I was like, I'm good. I don't need it. I'm good.
Yeah.
So I
Well,
learned.
it was just an impromptu meeting we had at Spoons. I'd never been before, and we went for his birthday, and it was a gin-soaked adventure.
Y'all
yeah.
were drinking the pine trees. Huh?
Yeah, I love pine trees. It's just Christmas in a bottle every time.
Every time, man.
And yeah, I mean, it's just a great place. You know, the food's fantastic. The service is amazing. We had a stellar meal once again tonight. The burger was perfect. The ribs were awesome. The sides were fantastic. I mean, what can you say about it? You got to experience what we get to do every week.
Yeah.
That was fantastic. When are you guys going to start ordering the kimchi? It's awesome there.
We get kimchi.
All the time. It just tonight we did ribs because you were coming.
Oh,
we were
fantastic.
hooking it up.
We went
Thank
all
you.
American, man.
Yeah. Just,
Okay.
That's the beauty of spoons. They have the American and the Korean, or they have a mixture. There's
They're
a couple
barbecue
different ways you
place,
can do
man.
it.
They're a barbecue place, and I love ribs.
Yeah, we could have got you some kimchi if we knew.
No, it was fine what you got.
This is
I
a small
loved it.
room and
Oh,
eating kimchi. You know how that goes, man.
Right.
good point. Good point.
Love it to death, but it does have some side effects.
Yeah.
The next day is not good.
No,
I
no.
mean, you're good in a scenario, where if you don't want people bothering you, you're good.
That's right.
But it's all good. Spoons Barbecue, Rosewood Crossing Shopping Center in La Plata, Maryland.
Yep.
The Raid and Eric, the world's greatest parking lot.
I knew that was coming.
They got the greatest spot in the strip mall right there on that corner where it churns, and they actually used the radius of the building in their design elements of the restaurant, which was a smart move. I love it inside there. It's fantastic, man. So,
Absolutely. So shout out to Hannah and Nick and everybody over there for all the support, taking care of us as they do. Get over there. I popped in Saturday
Right.
with Tom Mays and Vinny Barbarina there for a little while after the food drive there at Island. Had a couple beverages.
Right.
That's where we go to hang when there's a free moment. That's where we like to go.
Right, because you were up at Island and you called them, and they were already there, right?
Yeah, they had already finished their set, and they
Nice.
went to Spoons afterwards.
Right, because of the show.
How cool is that?
Yeah, that's awesome. That's called How It Works.
And they even said, "I'm here for the Guitar Gurus."
Love it.
And look at that. They had the spread came out.
I dig it, man. That's
Oh.
what's up, man. The hidden gem in La Plata. What's up, Chuck?
Relationships are everything.
Right. You definitely don't want to burn bridges, go crazy. It's stuff like that. It's never good for anybody.
Yeah, and it's easy to keep a relationship when somebody has such a great thing like Spoons does.
Right.
It's a great restaurant.
Quality
It's great food. It's
yeah.
great service. You can't ruin a relationship like that because it's good.
Exactly.
It's good. If you go in there and you have a problem, you're an asshole.
Yeah, you're the one with the problem.
You got a problem.
Right, because I've never had a problem there. My problems go away when I go there. So that's the kind of place you want to go.
I like it.
Exactly. That's the Spoons meal review, man.
Yep.
It was thoroughly awesome tonight. Scott was happy. All I saw was rib bones flying when he was eating. So that's that check. I knew it was good. Love it.
Ribs so tender you cut them with your tongue.
That's right.
Yeah, there it is.
That's it.
Oh, man. You should pitch that to them.
Tongue cutter ribs. I love it.
Tongue cutter.
Sure, good.
Say that 3 times
No,
fast.
I can't do that.
This is a family show. So
Yeah, this is a family show for the love of fucking God.
Oh, we can cuss?
but don't do it all.
No, tastefully you could cuss.
Yeah, just don't be like,
Or you can be yourself. That's what most people do when they come in.
right.
Okay.
Cool.
I feel very at home here.
Does that
All
make
right.
you feel fucking better?
Yes, it does.
All right, good.
Cool. Well, we're going to get the Ollie's Bar and Grill soundstage phone system cranking. We're going to get Sean on the phone, and we're actually going to get it cranking quick.
All right.
What do you think? Good.
That's
go
right,
for it.
man.
Soothing tone, sir.
Ollie's Bar and Grill Soundstage Phone System. Sean in 60 seconds coming right up here on the Guitar Guru Show. Brought to you by Ollie's on the Soundstage Phone System. That's popping an Ollie, fellas.
Dig it. Well, it's ringing, dude. We're going to lock in the signal. We're going to get them in on here on the program. And it's going to be a quicker one.
Good evening, gurus.
Hey,
And
Sean,
Scott.
it's Dan. What's happening, buddy?
Just hanging out, ready to go.
Awesome, dude. Well, it's our 1-year anniversary show. We got our first ever in-studio guest with us tonight, and it's my brother, Scott Harsha. He was our first guest ever back in the day, a year ago, so I figured that would be proper for tonight.
Well, congratulations, guys, and it's definitely appropriate.
Cool. Well, everybody say hi to Sean.
Hello, Sean.
Hello. How are you?
It's kind of daunting your first time in here. I can get it. My man, how are you tonight, buddy?
Oh, I'm doing great, man. Another year, another dollar, I suppose.
Well, yeah, I mean, you made it. And speaking of anniversaries, you just had a birthday. Here we are celebrating another 365 days on this planet. my
That's
man.
right, man.
Yeah, that's crazy. So the podcast has the same birthday, has almost the same birthday as me.
I know, dude. You were destined to be on the show.
It's nuts.
Yeah, when did you start coming on? February or March?
I think it was like episode 20 or close to it.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, dude, before we know it, we'll be back celebrating you being on the show a year too. So
not too much longer. Yeah.
It's gonna be awesome, man. We'll actually got to get you to come in too.
Oh yeah, man! I've been waiting for that.
Yeah, but we're not gonna feed you though.
Yeah.
No, that's Spoon's job, right?
Right. Exactly.
Yeah. Touche, my man. Touche. Dude, we love it, man. We're so happy to have you as a part of this and our adventure, man. So, what do you got for us this week? I bet it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, well, it's a little touchy, but it's I want to talk about $100 gigs. I want to talk about how we've become so compliant and complacent in this scene to where, you know, people are out there playing gigs for free, you know, and I understand that we enjoy it and we do it just for the love of it and stuff like that. But I just want to remove that from the equation, because I'm not talking about that. I love doing it and I would do it for free. I've done plenty of free gigs myself. But just talking about the pay scale, I mean, the amount of hours that we're putting in to put on a show. I mean, not just the 5 hours that you're there, but the hour that you drove to get there, the 8 hours you spent in rehearsal before the gig, the driving to rehearsal. I mean, there's so much time and effort being put in, and I just feel like a lot of people are being, you know, undervalued.
Yeah, man. Dude, that's another reason for our show, man, is to get everybody on the level playing field in that same mentality. So I'm glad you're bringing this up.
Yeah, man, it's definitely been on my mind quite a bit, and it's hard to talk about it too, because I mean, I don't want to sound egotistical or, you know, anything like that, but it's more for everybody else. It's like, I mean, we need to really we need to get together and like kind of go on a strike almost, but at the same time, you know, we can't outlast the venue.
Right.
No, because there's always going to be that one guy.
Right.
It's going to do it for nothing.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and you know, I mean, then you also have the 60% factor where, you know, because we're getting paid so little, we're not actually giving it our best. You know, we're going out and drinking and having fun and spending the money that we're making right off the bat just to tolerate doing it, you know, or I don't know.
You're right
just,
on.
Yeah, I mean, if I was getting $3,000 for a fucking show, I would be on my absolute best fucking behavior. And,
no doubt, man.
Right.
I would be going getting a fitted tux for the show, and
dude, you're dead on with that. That makes perfect sense what you're saying. If you're making that kind of money, you're coming in, you know, just professional, stone sober, ready to work. You're working.
Right.
And
but I mean, if you're doing a gig for $100, I mean, you're making less than minimum wage if you really include all the hours that you're putting in.
Even if there's, like, let's say you got 5 people in your band and you're playing a gig for $400, you're still making less than minimum wage.
Yeah.
For all the time and gas and travel and the gear and strings and sticks and all that shit.
Right.
So, you know, those $100 gigs, man, they don't make sense.
No, especially, and I mean, there's been a lot of musicians out there talking about it, and it was actually a video from, I think the guy's name was Terrence Fisher or something like that. He's on YouTube. And he does a lot of helpful videos for musicians, just doing like 5-step things or 5 reasons to do this or 5 ways to do that. And da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
But I just saw a video that he posted about it, and it's he was talking from the perspective of living in a city, but we don't even live in a city. We live in the suburbs, so he's talking about 15 minutes drive to practice, and I'm laughing. I'm like, what? 15-minute drive to gigs. I'm like, you're fucking you're not even allowed to complain.
Right. That's good. Hey, Scott, what did you want to say on it?
He's hitting on a lot of things. Sean, you said a lot of stuff about the investment. I call that sweat equity that you talked about, the preparation, the going to the gig. Let's talk about if you have to take a PA to the gig.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. So you need to I put a value on what your time is worth, right?
Yeah.
Right.
You need to
Right,
run
exactly.
it like a business. And think of it like a business.
That's another thing is, people are not treating it as a business. I mean, it is fun, but you're still, you gotta manage your taxes, 1099s, W-2s. I mean, there's so many fucking things that you have to be on point about that people don't think about. I mean, it is a business.
Yeah, saving receipts and all that stuff, right?
The whole deal.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But
As the interim CFO for David and the Dynamos, I'm scared shitless about tax time. I have every receipt that we could possibly get, so we don't have to pay anything.
see?
So do you guys have an LLC, or do you do sole proprietor, or like individual proprietors?
We are an LLC. I'm the ultimate LLC.
But that's Scott's
the
nickname.
ultimate
Scott's known as the LLC.
Yeah.
Man, I need a Scott.
See what I'm saying?
We should all have one. Luckily, we do, and you can't have him. He's ours. Sorry.
That's awesome.
But an LLC, that a lot of people don't consider that, like you said, and you have to run things like a business. I mean, you can't just say, we're going to go out and do this show for this and that. You're hauling gear. Let's say, like Scott said, what if you have to bring a PA? Now you're in a different bracket where we only travel with that equipment for this amount of money. We're not bringing all this out for nothing. Because to hire a sound guy, or you know better than anybody, sound guys aren't going to work for free, are they?
That's the thing. I mean, there's a lot of young guys that are going to work for free just because they want to. I mean, one, they can actually pay their rent with exposure because they're probably still living with their parents.
Well, see, that's the problem. Most of us are adults and we live on our own. So you can't work for free, man. It does. That's not what work is. The word work and free do not go together.
Yeah, and like you're saying, with bringing out all that gear,
Free is charity. Work is paid.
If you're even gonna think about, if you have a shit ton of gear and it's super expensive, you're gonna end up having to get insurance on it, or you're gonna end up in a lot of trouble. So, I mean, $100 a gig isn't even enough to pay for the insurance for a decent system to run a concert.
Not at all. And if you're not protected and you're not running like a business or an LLC, and all your gear gets stolen, guess what?
You're fucked.
You're fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're absolutely fucked.
What's up?
There is no free lunch.
I'm putting that in my rider, though. I'm going to get free lunch from now on.
You come on the show, you get a free dinner.
Yeah.
From Spoons.
Barbecue at Rosewood Crossing Shopping Center, La Plata, Maryland.
The greatest shopping center parking lot in the history of the world.
And beer.
So, how do we remedy these $100 shows, Sean? What do we do? What do we got to do?
I stop taking them. That's pretty much it. I'm guilty of it too. I do the same thing. I mean, I've done plenty of $150 gigs, and even $150 is it. I do that regularly, and that's not even enough, No. But at the same time, it's a lot of that money. A lot of the money that we get for my band, I've intentionally put into a bank account. We all have, so theoretically, we're actually making closer to about $200 a gig. And I mean, that took 300 years to get there. 3 years to get to that point,
Well, that's a good move, man.
One of the worst things about that is that you end up selling your way out of a lot of rooms. Like Last Drop won't book us anymore. Or I don't know. I don't know if they might have called us recently and tried to get us in again, but. I mean, there's just a lot of smaller venues that just won't, that they just, they're not going, it's not fiscally responsible for them to book us because it is impossible for them to make enough money in the night to afford it.
Right. Well, that's places that you shouldn't be paying anyway, if you're at that level.
If you're at any level, really, I mean, if you're going to have fun, you want to get out there and play at the venues where the people are going to go. And if your venue can't hold enough people to pay the band a decent wage, then you probably shouldn't be having bands there.
Well, that's a whole deal right there in itself.
Yeah, I think we've tried to touch on that a little bit, but we haven't really got in depth with that to the point that we will eventually. But
Here, Scott's got an idea on it.
what you got?
contracts. Work in contracts and make them sign it and send it back to you. It protects them and it protects the artist.
Oh yeah, I brought that up 100 times. Contracts, you have to have contracts.
Sean actually did a segment a while back on this topic about contracts, and it made a lot of sense. And me and Scott, we understand it because we work on contracts with the Dynamos. And when you brought that up, Sean, it resonated with me because that's how we operate. So when you can't get a contract signed, you have to look at, okay, well then we couldn't agree. It's not a knock against the signer or signees. It's just hey, we couldn't agree. We're going to move on. That's it. Yeah. There's no ill will. There's none of this. You just couldn't agree on it. But I like what you said about the contracts. They were put there with like the part with the riders of making sure the owners are paying attention. That way you didn't fry your gear or have your gear stolen and you're responsible. Contracts are very important for a lot of different reasons.
Right, and you want to make sure you touch on all the points in your contract. You want to make sure you have all the bases covered. And I mean, even though it seems like just paperwork and nonsense, and
it's not.
I mean, it feels like it sometimes because I mean, are you really gonna pay a lawyer to take a venue to court over a $600 or $700 gig?
No. What's up, Scott?
It holds them accountable and you accountable.
Right, and you know, then there's no discrepancies either at the end of the night. Like, oh no, I said 600. Well, no, I said 800. You know,
right.
None of that.
You didn't bring enough people. I'm only giving you 300. Hold on a second, man.
We've been through that.
We didn't $12 for the door.
Yeah, we've all been through that.
And we also went through the situation where just recently we had to back out of a gig because a certain venue wouldn't sign the contract, and it was an amicable decision. Is that right?
Yeah, amicable. There was no hard feeling. I mean, it was just a matter of we couldn't agree on the terms.
Right.
Yeah. But that's what you're getting at, Sean. Is what we're saying is stop taking those cheap gigs, and when you work in contracts like we do, that's what we did. We couldn't agree, so we moved on. Instead of just going, you know what? Screw it. We'll do it for this. And then the next guy is like, oh, well, they only pay this. Well, that's because the guy before you took that.
Yeah, I remember when I was first getting into playing gigs, I thought that it was so cool when you had like a monthly schedule and like there was a shit ton of dates on it. I thought that was the coolest thing in the world. Mm-hmm. But then you see like a lot of bands doing that. They're literally playing like every day for nothing. And you can just you can see the wear and tear on the people, on the instruments, on the performance, on the quality of everything.
Yeah.
Just because they're trying to do too much without the resources.
I get it, dude. I'm only 22 years old. You've seen me, right?
Yeah.
Lord. Hey, Sean, we're gonna have to cut it up quickly. So where are you playing at this weekend?
This weekend, well, Thursday night, we're at Bates Boys Tavern up in Waldorf. We're doing the acoustic thing. I'm going to have my rolling sample pad out there doing the jammy jams.
All right.
And then Saturday night, we're up in Bel Air at Looney's North.
Blair.
Say hi to Fresh Prince for me.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's part of it. That's on the set list.
I know. I played it with y'all at Gilligan's this year. Yeah.
Dig it. I dig it. That's everything?
That's everything.
Dude, that's awesome, dude. This is great, dude. As usual, you knocked it out of the park this week. We really appreciate your time.
I appreciate you guys having me, and I love being here, man.
Dude,
congratulations again on 1 year.
Yeah, man.
Thank you, man. We love you as well, man. You're a brother to us, man. You're part of the family. Thank you so much for committing your time every week to this, too.
Yeah, dude, this is cool. We're real cool. We don't take it lightly at all, man.
At all.
This is awesome.
Hell yeah, man. I love being here, man. So
sweet. All right, dude. Well, we'll catch you next week. All right, brother?
All right, guys. And the two guards that forgot about Epstein didn't kill themselves either, just so everybody's aware in the future when they mysteriously did
Those two guards are going to be dead within 12 hours.
Exactly. Those poor bastards. Those poor bastards. All right, brother. Peace.
Take it easy.
All right. See ya. There he goes, dude. Sean in 60 seconds.
Dude, what a great man. He's been on he said around episode 30, so he's been on for the last 22 weeks or so.
Yeah. No, episode 20, 32 weeks.
Shit, okay, I can't do math is hard.
Right.
So what a great relationship with him we've had over this course of our run. And he always has a good topic every week. And I want you to think about what he talked about tonight. Just really think about that, everybody. If you have any comments or questions, shoot them out there, man.
Yeah, we'll answer in the live chat.
Yeah.
What do you think, Scott?
I wanted to comment on what he said. Everything he said made sense to me.
Yeah.
100%.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah, dude. For real. I get it. Cool. We'll let everybody soak and resonate that in. We're going to take a break, get reset, come back, get Will Conway on the phone of the SuperChargers, find out about him, see what's going on in his band's world. Then we'll come back, do Guitar of the Week, the Jesse Wickline Allied Renovations. Then we'll get Scott on the mic and do his full interview at the end. What do you think?
Yeah, can't wait, man.
Cool. This
Can't wait.
Guitar Gurus with Dan and Dan, Southern Maryland's #1 choice of music talk radio. We'll be right back. Yo, 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 Albin, let's talk construction.
All right, Mr. Harsha, what's up?
Our good friends at Allied Renovations and offer the best value when it comes to replacing your home's exterior, whether it be your roof or facade. Did you know that?
How does he do it?
Streamlined operations. Jesse and his team have been part of the roofing community since 2015. Did you know that?
Really?
Yeah, Jesse has some of the deepest roots in our community. Did you know that?
Why does that matter?
Because you don't have to worry about the here today, gone tomorrow contractor schemes that are out there.
Well, you know he's going to be around. That's some great stability.
Yes, it is. So if and when the time comes, your home needs help with its roof or facade, please don't forget to contact Jesse Wickline at Allied Renovations. That number is 301-399-7031. Once again, that number is 301-399-7031. They are waiting for your call. Tattoos last forever. They're a permanent statement about your personality and style. Do you want to spend the rest of your life with ink that looks like it's been done by some junior apprentice? Or do you want a custom tattoo from Christopher Lane Tattoos? Chris has over 10 years in the biz and uses the best ink and machines in the industry. Check out Christopher Lane Tattoo's Instagram feed today and you will just see for yourself that he does some of the finest work in the Southern Maryland area. Give him a follow today and you will just marvel over the attention to detail in his work. Christopher Lane Tattoos on Instagram is your start on a pathway to tattoo bliss. Book your appointment through Christopher Lane Tattoo's Instagram private messaging service for an exclusive bonus that only Guitar Guru listeners are eligible for. Follow Christopher Lane Tattoos on Instagram today. Yo, 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 Albin, let's talk site maintenance solutions with Cooper Construction.
Okay, great. Why are we outside?
I wanted you to see how Cooper Construction's handling my site with the installation of my new septic tank system.
Oh, I'm loving all this heavy equipment I'm seeing.
You need this kind of equipment for this type of work.
You say, do you?
Yeah, man. Cooper Constructions offers complete site solutions for septic tanks and mounds, lot clearing up to 3 acres, and most importantly, stormwater management.
Okay, let me get this straight. Cooper Construction offers site maintenance for lot clearing, septic systems, and stormwater management?
You are correct.
Does Cooper Construction have all the credentials needed for this type of work?
Yes, they do, my friend. Cooper Construction has over 20 years experience in the construction world.
How do we get a hold of them?
That's easy. Just dial 301-683-7766 and ask for a site visit today. Again, that number is 301-683-7766. Give them a call. You can also reach them on the web at buildwithcooper.com. Cooper Construction. From site to site, they will treat you right.
Broadcasting from our 100 gigawatt radio internet thing that plugs into something else. It's WGUR, the Guitar Gurus. We see each other through different eyes.
Oh yeah, it's Guitar Gurus, Dan and Dan, Southern Maryland's #1 choice for music talk radio. We're cranking along. It's episode 52, man. What's happening, Albin?
Oh, man, this is the Danniversary episode, man. Listen to them ollies just popping left and right here. We are having such a great time already, man. We've got our first ever in-studio guest, man. What an honor this is, man.
Yeah, my brother Scott Harsha. How are you, buddy?
I'm well.
Are you loving this so far?
I am, and I'd just like to say Ollie's has probably the best stage in Southern Maryland.
I love it.
I love
to
it.
perform on.
That's our home base right here on the Guru Show, man. We love Ollie's Bar and Grill.
I'll be there for Black Friday for the Sam Grow Show. I'm hanging out on the tour bus with Sam and the guys.
Good luck,
invited
man.
me.
Good luck.
I know, dude. You're going to be stuck on an airplane. I get it, dude.
I'll be coming back from Texas from Thanksgiving, man. So I want you to just make sure you go have a good time. Don't bring any moonshine.
I'm definitely not bringing moonshine.
Yeah, don't do
Don't
that.
need that problems.
No,
dude. It's
Joe
long.
Barrick will shit himself in the kitchen of the RV if you do. Don't.
Yeah,
do
yeah. It's a long story.
It's not worth it.
Duly noted.
Yeah, gotcha. All right, dude. Well, dude, let's get the Ollie's Barnes Grill soundstage phone system cranking. We're going to get Mr. Will Conway of the SuperChargers on the phone. We're going to find out about him and his band, what's happening in the DC music scene. All right? Give me some soothing tones, sir.
All right, here we go. Will Conway coming right at you. SuperChargers, man. Right out of DC. I cannot wait to talk to this guy and see what he's got for the Gurus tonight.
There we go, dude. We're locking it in, dude. We're locking it in. We're going to get Will Conway on the phone here on the Guitar Gurus. Let's ring it. Let's see if we can pick him up. Come on.
Hello?
Hey, Will, it's Dan from the Guitar Gurus. You want to go on the air?
Hell yeah, man. What's up?
Dude, awesome, dude. Well, I got your number. We got you locked in. You're here in the studio. We're taping tonight. We're happy to have you on. I got my co-host, Dan Albin, here with me. Dan Albin, say hi to Will.
Will, good evening, man. Thanks for spending time with us tonight, man.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, appreciate it, man.
That's cool, dude. Well, you're catching us on the right week. This is our 52nd episode. We're celebrating a year on the air doing our gig. And we actually have my brother in studio with us tonight because he was our first ever guest a year ago. So, Scott, say hi to Will.
Howdy, Will.
What's up, Scott?
I am Will.
A man of a few words.
Man of a few words, Will, so don't mind him.
That's okay.
Cool, dude. Well, we're going to jump right into it, man, with you. We're excited to have you here. We're branching out. We usually do a lot of Southern Maryland-only artists here. I saw your stuff on Facebook. I really dig what y'all are doing. So I wanted to have you on. That's when I sent you the message. So give me the backstory on yourself and why you play music and why the SuperChargers is the band that everybody should take note. Why now?
Like when I got started playing music?
Yeah, just give us the Cliff Notes version. Hey, man, I started when I was 14, got my first axe, yada, yada, however it happened for you.
I mean, I started playing piano when I was probably 5 or 6.
Cool.
And that lasted until I was about 10. And then I got really into Kiss when I was, I think, in 3rd grade. And I really wanted to play guitar after that. And I think in 5th grade, somewhere between 5th and 6th grade, maybe, I got my first bass.
Okay.
So I was about 11. And then I started taking lessons and continued playing bass until I was 18. When I was 15 or 16, I started playing guitar and just kind of evolved from there. So I was into, I was playing acoustic at first from 16 until 17, and then got an electric and, started playing more rock and roll and things like that. In terms of why the SuperChargers, I mean, it just, I was going back to a lot of what I knew I loved and loved listening to. My favorite groups are like, the Stones or the MC5 or Sonic's Rendezvous Band or the Stooges, Swedish garage rock revival groups like the Helicopters and Peep Shows and the Sewer Grooves, and just kind of thinking, what kind of the groups I mentioned at first, the Detroit groups. I thought, like, all right, well, those are the groups I love listen to, so I need to fall in love with them as well. And so it was kind of, just going off that, I don't know if it was going off that blueprint, but, just that back to basics rock and roll that you don't hear enough of these days. I felt like that was something that DC could use a bit of.
Hell yeah, man. I'm
Very
down with
true.
that.
They could learn how to dance a little bit better.
Yeah. People, there's not much moshing or dancing at our shows, which is why I really wanted to be playing fast music, was because, if a hook is good and the beat's good, it gets people moving. So.
Right on. So with the SuperChargers. How did y'all form this band?
So I was in a group prior to the SuperChargers with my friend Gary, and it was his band called French Kiss. And I'm still in the band. That's based in New York, though. So, and our former singer Roxy played rhythm guitar, so that's how I met her. And then I met Sam, our guitarist, and Alex, the bassist, at 7 Drum City, which is like a practice space in DC. And then I think they had met our first drummer as well. His name was Roger, and then, you know, he decided to pursue higher education and go for a graduate or a master's program. So I found Jake, our current drummer, through Facebook. So it was kind of, you know, a whole variety of people in the band, but we whittled it down to 4 members now. So it's, you know, I'm on vocals and lead guitar, and then Sam's on rhythm and you know, bass and drums. So it's just the 4 people.
Who is your biggest influence on singing, Will?
Oh my God. I mean, I'm not. Probably within my vocal range would be like Danzig.
There you go.
But
Awesome.
I love that,
Yeah.
man.
but in terms of like favorite singers, I mean, you know, I love Bon Scott. I think he's, you know, absolutely one of the greats, if not the greatest rock singer. I love Gene and Paul and Kiss are great. Iggy Pop, you know, is wonderful. Rob Tyner of the MC5, I love his work. He's also great. There's another group, Zen Gorilla, which was out of Wilmington, Delaware back in the, I think, early 90s to the late 90s. But Wayne Kramer, for the 50th anniversary, took, I think it was like Kim from Soundgarden and some other guys, but it was the singer from Zen Gorilla whose hair was like identical to Rob Tyner's from MC5 out on the road to do these songs. So wow. I also dig the guy from Zen Gorilla. I can't remember his name, but he's soulful, yet it's extremely trashy music, like extremely raw, you know, dangerous sounding. So, but yeah, I'd say in my vocal range, Danzig, because my voice is relatively low and kind of rough sounding.
Nice.
I dig that, man.
Glad I asked that question, man. That's a great answer. I like that.
Well, thank you.
Well, cool, dude. Well, what's the vibe in your band? What are y'all talking about when not playing music? Do y'all have a good general camaraderie? I mean, how's that dynamic work? Or y'all just come together for the band? It's like more of a business. How do y'all do it?
I mean, the guy I talk to most within my band is the other guitarist, and I think that's mainly just because, you know, we have that sort of commonality in that we're playing the same instrument. You know, it's kind of, if I was a true multi-instrumentalist and knew everything I know, or if I knew an equal amount about drums as I do guitar, you know, I would have a plethora of knowledge and be able to communicate that with our drummer. And same goes for like bass. Having played bass, you know, I have a bit of a ground in that, but the majority of the time, Sam and I will pass ideas back and forth about songs or lyrics, venues to play at, but we talk a lot about gear, like what guitars we're looking at, what amps we're looking at getting, or, you know, if there's a pedal that catches his eye. Mainly music we listen to. So there's definitely, you know, a level of camaraderie. And I think that comes out most like when we're playing shows and just having fun before or after the show and just goofing off, you know. But typically when we get together, you know, there's a bit of an agenda that we have to do and go over each week because time is valuable, you know. So trying to make the most of every session. So that's pretty much it. But it's definitely good vibes, you know. It's not like it's not like Oasis where Liam and Noel were fighting all the time, or who else was always fighting?
Every band is fighting.
Yeah, or it's not like Fleetwood Mac.
The Black Crowes fought and now just got back together, so there is hope.
Yeah. Where's the rest of the guys that, never mind. So what you said about time is valuable when you get together, I want to touch on that for a minute. Because this is what I'd like a lot of people who listen to the show hear. And for myself personally, I want to hear this answer. So when you have that valuable time to get together, what do you do to make the most of it? How much time do you have, and how hard do you work when you have that window of time?
Typically when we get together, it depends there have been a number of instances in which I've come in with like a full song that's done. It's got lyrics, it's got a melody. I have an idea for like the drums, or not necessarily an idea, but like a pattern I'd like things to adhere to, and a general sound where where you come in and an idea is flushed out, and all you really need to do is kind of go over the parts with the band, and then it's essentially good to go. Like that, you can put a pin in it and be like, all right, that one is ready to play. Yeah. And other times, someone will come in with an idea and it might not be as flushed out or whole or complete or realized. So, when we want to sit down to write a song or finish a song, typically, we'll sit down with ideas and try and not necessarily work as quickly as possible, because I think haste makes a bit of waste, and I don't like rushing things. Like I've taken months just to finish one song, but I guess sticking to an agenda and what you want to take care of. If we're getting ready for a gig, it's a matter of running all the songs and then talking next steps, whether it's like merch ideas or where we're going to post flyers or where we're going to play next. So it's kind of just trying to stay organized in terms of like having a to-do list when you go in to a rehearsal. I hope that's a good answer.
It is, because I was just wondering, like, how much, if you have a 4-hour window, like we only have 4 hours to work here, how much of that time is spent BSing, or if you're, you played for like 40 minutes and you're like, all right, we just need to step outside, take a break. Are you still working on things while you're talking, while you're taking breaks?
Oh,
and
no,
just
it's
constantly working on the process.
It's pretty just, as soon as we get in and the amps are on, we start playing, and it's running songs. We know if there are songs that are almost done, we'll get to those and work on those, try and finish up lyrics or guitar parts or bass parts, whatever it needs. We'll cut like really rough demos so we can listen back and try and better the songs, try and make them as complete as possible for the next rehearsal. So it's typically not really any time wasted. It's really grueling, I would say.
That's a great answer, man. That's what I was hoping you would say.
Here, how many times a week do you practice?
We're doing like twice a week. We've only been doing once a week recently, and I'm in other bands as well, and I'm a busy man these days, so it's been a little sporadic here and there, but we try and make it once a week for 2 hours, because we've been playing these songs now for about, at least the majority of them, for about a year, and it's been we've gigged really heavily on them, so we definitely know them like the back of our hands. So when we come together, it's just it's kind of like hitting play on a tape cassette or a CD or MP3, whatever technology is at nowadays, but it's essentially just like hearing a record, because we've done it so many times.
I got you. I can dig that answer. That's cool. Live shows. Where can people catch you guys up? I know you're getting ready to play in DC, so tell everybody where they can catch your band at.
Yeah, we're playing. What's the next gig? It's at.
We asked you. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm thinking. The next gig coming up is it's the 23rd of this month, November 23rd, and it's at a joint in College Park called Milk Boy Art House. Oh, yeah. And it's kind of like I think it's like a hip bar or something like that. And then the 6th of December, we're at the Velvet Lounge, and we're playing with...
Wow. Yeah. All right.
Yeah, we're playing I think we're playing with a group. I can't remember where they're from, but they're called Crow Hunter. I know they're from Southern Maryland.
Oh, cool.
And they're coming up. We opened for the Obsessed earlier this year, and they were one of the opening bands as well. So that's how we came into contact with these guys. And then the next day, December 7th, which is a Saturday, we're doing Rock and Roll Hotel, and that's
Nice.
that's gonna be and then we're still booking after that, or figuring out what comes next. So
When's the last time you played at the Velvet Lounge?
last time we played at the Velvet Lounge was, I want to say, January of this year, maybe March or April, something like that.
Well, I mean, you've been going to the gym, right?
Oh, the flight of steps.
Yeah, you knew where I was going. Because I heard Velvet Lounge, and we all just looked around each other and going, "Those damn stairs, man."
Oh, man.
Oh
Dude,
my
that was,
God,
trust me,
man.
the stairs at Velvet Lounge are nothing compared to like some of the other load-ins we've done.
Yeah, but they're still brutal, man.
No, they are. I'm definitely not going to deny that. I think in terms of like parking, if you don't get a good parking spot, when you see those steps, it's almost a relief, because you realize that's the last hard thing you have to do before you go in. So that's whenever I see those stairs and I have my amp in my hands, I'm almost excited.
With that gig, the less equipment is the best equipment.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, and I definitely use a lot of stuff, so it's tough getting upstairs sometimes.
So that's the perfect lead in for the next question, man. Let's talk about your rig, man. Let's do the rig rundown. What do you jam on, man?
So, the whole reason, and I think this really contributed to the sound of the SuperChargers, was I really believe that raw power is, if not one of the best like American rock and roll record of all time. And in light of that, I was reading about how James Williamson got his guitar toned, and read that it was just a 68 Les Paul Custom plugged into a Vox AC30 top boost channel. And so I said, well, if I whittle my rig down enough, I can get that bare bones, just rock and roll sound. So right now I try and keep it as simple as possible, is what I'm trying to say.
Right.
I have a Gibson ES235, which is like a new for 2019 model. And it's kind of like the old school 125, but the 125 has a bit bigger a body in the P90s and trapeze tailpiece. The 235 has humbuckers. I put a pair of DiMarzio PAFs in it, which have been, they're pretty good. They're not as bright as I thought their PAFs would sound. And that's set up with 10s. And we tune to E flat standard, and then
There you go.
I have an SG Junior. That's also one of the, because Gibson has reintroduced like the junior models, the Les Paul Junior, the SG Special, the SG Junior. So I got this SG Junior I think it was this past summer I got it, and I like it a lot. I put a Lindy Fralin P90 into it and a Bumblebee capacitor by Emerson in replacing the orange drop capacitor, and that's also set up with 10s and an E flat. Something I do love, I previously had a trapped nerve in my elbow from roughly like when I was 22 to 24, 25. So I had surgery on that when I was 25. So now I can only use like relatively lightweight guitars.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So, because if you're standing with a Les Paul that's like 10 pounds all night, it's pulling down your shoulder, and your ulnar nerve, which is your funny bone nerve, runs from your neck all the way down, essentially in between your pinky and your ring finger. And on your fretting hand, that's like where you're bending. So for a while, I couldn't really bend strings well. I couldn't play for long periods of time. So I really, I utilize lightweight guitars. In addition to that, I really think a nice guitar deserves a nice strap. So Rachel Becker of Heavy Leather NYC, she's done like Lemmy straps, Geezer Butler, Tony Iommi straps, Doyle from the Misfits, Prince. She makes me like pretty wide straps that displace the weight really well across my back and shoulder. So I'm essentially going for the most comfortable playing experience I possibly can. Into the pedal board, with the new amp I have, I've been using just a boost to hit the preamp really hard, and it's just a Dunlop Echoplex preamp. And that runs into a carbon copy delay, which is set to a single slapback repeat or single repeat. It's super subtle though, because I don't like the idea of having, you know, a pedal that like I can't play a song without. I really just want the noise and sound to be affected by my playing rather than by, you know, gizmos on the floor.
Okay.
And then from the carbon copy, and you know, that's not on all the time, it just kind of thickens up the sound a little bit. From there it goes into a TU2, the tuner by Boss. I've had it since I was like 18, so it's been a while.
They're indestructible.
Yeah, seriously. And then if we use sometimes when we want to be obnoxious, we'll use 2 amps each. So I do have a passive splitter I'll sometimes put after the tuner, but recently with the amps we're playing now, we've gone up in wattage, so I don't really split the signal to get louder. I have a Fender Excelsior that's a 13 watt 15-inch speaker, and that I use for mainly recording, and when we practice I'll use that as well. And I also have a Supro Thunderbolt reissue that I replaced the speaker in with an Eminence, and that is 35 watts and has an attenuator in the back of it, because the only difference in volume, you know, I don't subscribe to like the whole volume pedal thing. It's all from the guitar, you know, it's just riding the volume knob all night. So
I was just going to ask you about that. That was one of my questions, because you mentioned the capacitor, so I figured you were like a cat that it'd be like somebody in the 70s and like ride that volume knob. Like,
you know, that's, when you think about it, like that's Angus Young is probably, like, I've got a lot of favorite guitarists, like guys I look up to, but in terms of like lead playing, I love Angus Young. And that's another reason I wanted to get away from having a large board, was because you see him just running around all night, and it's all just a volume knob for him, you know. He's not locked in front of a board or anything adjusting his volume via a foot controller. It's just all that bridge volume. So wireless he has, that wireless thing. They make a pedal now for that you can emulate that. I have seen those. I have considered getting one of those, but I think that's for another day, unfortunately. I got laid off work recently, so
I get it.
Wow, dude.
So then, the main amp I've been using is it's made by this dude. He said he's done amps for like Weezer. He did amps for the Sword, and that was the first time I saw his work was with the Sword. The guy's name is Tony Hall, and it's under the name Balls Amplification. And
great name.
Yeah, it is. But it's essentially like a pre-1974 Orange OR80 clone, and you know, it's a 50-watt amp, and it's loud as hell. Like, I've had multiple sound guys complain to me recently saying, like, you know, and I put a really high-powered Dr. B attenuator in the back of it, but I've had guys, you know, say like, yeah, turn it down and it'll crank the attenuator, and then they'll be like, more, they'll crank it up more, and they'll be like, more, crank the attenuator all the way up, and they're like, yeah, it's still really loud. It's like, yeah, I know, man. It's like, that's the sound.
Right. But, yeah, the sound guys don't get guitar players in tune, man.
Yeah, but that's become my main amp, is that Balls amp, because I love, it's a very, you know, the Supro has a very distinct tone. The Balls has, you know, Orange has a very distinct tone. It's it's full sounding. You know, Marshall has a very cutting sound. I think I can achieve that via this amp, but and then some, almost, you know.
Yeah, well, I think too what you mentioned with, and I do the same thing with my rig. If you listen to the show, you'll hear the when you run your guitar and it's already kind of somewhat not clean, and then you use a boost pedal to crush that front end. There's a sound to that, and I really dig that sound.
Well, that's something else, is that, you know, on the Supra, actually all the amps I have, the Fender Excelsior, the Supro, and the OR80 clone, none of them have, you know, a preamp or master volume knob. It's just one volume. So that's kind of why I've literally had to get an attenuator in each of my amps, is because otherwise I'm literally going to blow out everybody's ears, including my own. And you know, I had considered having Tony install a master volume, but, you know, I had heard that, you know, if you crank the preamp volume, you're getting more preamp distortion, and it's going to be more sizzly sounding and not necessarily as full body as when the master volume is all the way up and you're really working those power tubes, pushing them to their fullest extent possible. So that's really why I only use like single volume knob amps, is because I think overdriving the power amp is really, that's like the key to my tone, essentially.
I dig it, dude. I can totally I can see what you're throwing down with that stuff, man. That's hip. I dig it. Hey, what's your biggest frustration in live performances? You've played enough gigs in your time, like, you know, what's one of those just always the constant frustration? Like, you know, every day when I go to my day job, when I wake up, that first 5 minutes, I'm like, oh, you know, you arrive to a venue. Where do you what's your first thing where you go, oh?
You know, I was thinking about this, and you know, I've thought about this for like each gig, you know, because there's upsides and downsides to every gig. I think the biggest, I don't know if it's frustration as much of a disappointment, is probably insufficient sound systems. Like, we've played gigs where everything, like we played DC9 off U Street, which is such a legit venue. You know, the sound is great. They have floor monitors. Everything goes through the monitors. The drums, bass, guitar, vocals goes through all the monitors. We've played gigs where we only get vocal monitors, and or where we get vocal monitors and the guitars are run through it simultaneously. We've played gigs where we don't get any monitors, and that, I think that's probably the most frustrating thing, is when someone says, all right, we're going to run like your guitar, like the guitars and bass and vocals through the PA, but then you don't get any monitors to hear what you're sounding like. It's extremely difficult to kind of gauge how hard you're playing, how loud you are. That's really why I got a louder amp, was because even when my Supra was turned all the way up, I still couldn't hear it sometimes when I don't have a monitor.
Wow.
So, you know, at that point, it's like, you know, all right, if 35 watt amp isn't doing it, I guess we got to go up to 50 and get, you know, even more tinnitus. So it's, I'd say sound systems are probably the most difficult thing to kind of gauge, because, you know, unless you want to lug around monitors and cables for the club to hook up for you, you know, I mean, I've thought that might be what I need to start doing at some point.
Yeah, wow, man. That's a great answer to that question. Thank you for that. And, dude, thank you for the time tonight, man.
Thank you.
We're coming up on it, man. We got one last question for you. It's our it's our signature question of the show. So that's why I kind of always ask the frustration question right before this, to get you primed to give us a good answer. So we call this best gig, worst gig. You answer in any order you like, but you got to answer both. What has Will got for the Gurus tonight?
Best gig, and, you know, oh man, that's lovely.
I love it.
Fuck.
My favorite's when I hear, oh man, fuck.
Worst. What was the worst gig we played? That may be easier because I definitely have a few in mind for best gig. I'd say like, oh man, worst
No
gig.
pressure. No
Oh,
pressure,
you know what?
man. No
I know
pressure.
what the worst gig was. We played a joint in Frederick with a couple. There was one DC group and then a couple metal groups. One from West Virginia and then another I think was local to Frederick. And we showed up at the gig, the venue, and I think I recently heard they just closed their doors. But we show up and we're waiting on the sound guy because there's a PA system there, and my drummer goes to either the manager or the owner, and he goes, "Hey man, thanks for having us. Excited to be playing here, and we were just wondering when's the sound guy getting here." And I swear to God, the guy looks at him and goes, "Oh, I thought you took care of the sound guy." And we were just kind of looking at each other like, "Oh fuck, we don't have a sound guy, really?" Like. Because usually that's something a club would tell you about in advance, like, hey, you are going to need a sound guy to run sound tonight, and we heard nothing about it. So luckily one of the guys in the other band, he said, yeah, we've got a PA out in our trailer, so let me go get it and I'll run sound. So that was kind of safe, but it was definitely like we played well, but in terms of worst gig, like it was pouring rain. And in downtown Frederick, no one's really venturing out in the pouring rain to the end of like the main strip, and no one showed. Oh. So that was
wow. But luckily, a guy had a PA in a trailer.
Yeah, it was fun though. I mean, I will literally play to 200 to 200 people. Like I don't care if anyone is there or not. I just enjoy it.
You play your show like there's 1,000 people, no matter what.
Exactly. Exactly.
Time,
right.
In terms of best gig, we've played the DC 9 shows we've done have been good. I'd say one of my favorite gigs we've done recently, we went up to Boston and we played Midway Cafe. And I was actually born up in Brockton, Massachusetts, which is a suburb of Boston. And I have a lot of friends and still some family up in the Boston area. So, they got to come out and see us. But it's always just really, really great because I really push that we play more obscure covers, like, because everyone's heard Back in Black, everyone's heard Sweet Child of Mine. So I want the audience to come away hearing something that they've never heard before, even if it's something we didn't write,
Right.
So we played so after the MC5 broke up, Sonic's Rendezvous Band started, and that was with Fred Sonic Smith of the MC5. And one of their big songs was City Slang, so that's something we've incorporated into our set list. But I guess what made this like one of the best gigs was not only like being back in Boston, but when I introduced that song, the guys in the audience knew the song and were just losing their shit. They were like, "Oh my God!" Just super excited. And one of the guys came up to me after the show, this dude Brian, and he was like, "Dude, your cover," he had a thicker Boston accent. I don't have one, but he's like, "Dude, your cover of City Slut was as good as the Helicopters version."
That's awesome.
I love that. And they're all locals, so they're like the regulars there. But they were just the nicest guys, and they were like, "Yeah, you guys, you ever listen to the Real Kids or Gang Green?" And that made that show really special to hear that like our cover was as good as, because I love the Helicopters. I absolutely worship them. Their songwriting is wonderful. The presentation of it is wonderful. So to hear someone say like you guys were as good as this huge band was it really meant a lot.
That's awesome. Did he offer you a boat ride in Cape Cod? I love that area, man. That's good stuff.
Yeah, no, Boston is it's a great it's a great town. So it was a lot of fun playing there. But we've played DC a number of times. Literally a number of times. I think it's coming up on like 30 something within the past year and a half. So just keep it on, man.
That's awesome, dude. And Scott's got one more question for you. What's up, dude?
Well, I have two. So, Will, I want to know two things. I loved your in a dance-off, Will, who would win? You or the guitar singer from Schizophonics?
From who?
Schizophonics.
Not familiar.
Wow,
You need to check those guys out. So tonight, when you get off the line, that guy can really dance. Okay, so what is the last record on your hi-fi record player? Right now, it's laying on it.
On my shit, my record player isn't even set up. My record collection is, though. I have all my records sitting in my room on the floor in a box.
Send them to me, care of Guitar Gurus, Dan Alden. I will have them played for you every week.
What was the last record I played, or the last? Shit, I think it might be like T-Rex's The Slider, or
okay. Now we're talking.
It might be Misfits Earth AD.
Okay.
I know.
Perfect.
Nevermind the Bollocks is there, as is.
Here's the Sex Pistols. Yeah.
What's the other record?
I gotta tell you, I got a Nirvana Nevermind record. It sounds awesome.
Yeah. No.
On record, it sounds fantastic.
The what's the other? I have because all of Danzig's records, the pressings were so limited, and they're all so expensive now. Like How the Gods Kill is, I think that's like a $200 record.
Oh, wow. Someone needs to re-release that for like $15.
Dude, I had that on cassette tape. How the Gods Kill 3 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
That shit was
dude,
bad as shit.
Awesome record. But I found the lost tracks of Danzig, which apparently there was some lawsuit between him and Rick Rubin over track. Because I think Rubin produced all the way up to Danzig 4, and so I think the first record on the Lost Tracks of Danzig is mainly like it's stuff that from, I think one track is from the Samhain era, and then the rest were from like Lucifuge, and then How the Gods Kill. I don't think there's anything from. Now I'm just blathering about this, but that's another record of mine.
Was John Christ on guitar for that?
Yeah, for some of it, and then I think Jerry Cantrell was on one track.
Oh yeah, he did. He did come a cameo or two on that.
Yeah, I think it was on "Come to Silver," which Danzig wrote for Johnny Cash, and then Johnny Cash never sang it. But that's
I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, he's like, I pretty much cover anything.
Glenn Danzig is a great songwriter.
Oh, I love Glenn Danzig. It's more Johnny Cash.
Yeah, I saw them at Madison Square Garden with Danzig, and it blew my mind. It was just like revisiting all that shit I used to listen to, growing up. Played all the hits. When they played Bullet, they played the actual assassination video of JFK. It was just like, holy shit.
Wow.
Like, they were really, like, milking every song for what it's worth, but it was so great. It was such an experience.
Wow, that's old Misfits Bullet.
I'm down. Yeah. I love the Sam Hain stuff, man. November Come to Fire.
I have that on vinyl.
Dude, that's my shit, dude. That's one of my favorite albums of all time, man.
Let the day begin.
Wow. Yeah,
Let the horror start.
Will, you've actually got Dan Harsha here to start talking about stuff that is his favorite of all time without being questioned.
Yeah, man.
That's rare around
I'm
here,
down with
man.
that, man. Dude, you like the Exploited back in the day?
I haven't heard it that much. I really got into GBH more than I did the Exploited. What I've heard by Exploited, I dig. I got into GBH, Crucifix, Gangrene is another punk band. They're Boston hardcore. Then there's like Jerry's Kids and the Freeze, other Boston hardcore bands. I was listening to Bastard recently. My friend Gary, whose group I'm in, French Kiss, he was in a group called Nuclear Age, and that is still, he fronted it, wrote all the music, and they put out a 7-inch on React Records, which is out of Baltimore, and it was called The Distinct Sound of And that record, I think it's like 5 songs, and they recorded it at Inner Ear Studios, with Don, the guy that
Zianatra, Don Zianatra.
Bad Brains. I love Bad Brains. And, that record, Nuclear Age, still blows my mind every time I hear it. It's just it's so raw,
Right.
So I'm all over the board with punk. But yeah, I do like it because it's so fast and so aggressive.
Dig it, dude. All right, well, dude, we could go on like this for another hour, man. We got to cut it off at some point, dude. But this was awesome having you on the show tonight. Dude, we'll be reaching out to you soon. Check in with you in a couple more months. See what's happening in your world, man. But I thoroughly enjoyed your interview tonight, man.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Really, it's much appreciated.
Yeah, man. The episode premieres this Thursday at 8. We'll be doing the live chat on the Facebook. So if you want to pop in while it airs, come on over, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Cool. That's awesome. Anything else, Alvin, before we let go?
I'm just going to say thanks, Will, man. This has been a pleasure having you on here. Your background and knowledge is amazing. And like Dan said, we could do this for hours, and it was a pleasure. So thank you so much for spending.
Have me on again, and we will do it for hours.
Oh, yeah, man. Once you've been on, you're part of the Guru family now, man. So we can do this. We're going to do this again, and I really appreciate the time you spent with us. And good luck to you over the next couple shows you got coming up, and happy Thanksgiving to you.
Oh, same to you guys. Thank you again for having me. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely, man. It's been our pleasure.
Yeah, buddy. That's cool, man. All right, dude. From the Guitar Gurus, Will, we say thank you and good night.
All right. Good night, guys. Thank you.
All right, man. Peace.
Bye.
There he goes, man. Will Conway, the SuperChargers.
Yeah, man. What a surprise, man.
That was an awesome interview, man.
It was incredible, dude. I'm actually blown away by his knowledge of the old school, man.
It was cool, man. Definitely, definitely got a fresh take on some stuff. That was cool.
Yeah, stuff we hadn't talked about in a long time.
Dude, Sam Hain came up in conversation. That's all I'm talking about. Yes, Scott.
He also mentioned the Stooges, or someone from the Stooges, Raw Power,
right,
from the Stooges.
Right.
I thought that was cool.
That was very cool, man. And I liked how you and him conversed on, the guitar and the signal chains and stuff. I mean, that's some sexy stuff right here.
Yeah, that was good stuff.
Yeah, we're getting technical up in here.
Very 70s porno.
Yeah, it could be. A
lot of fuzzy viewing.
But yeah. Thank you, Will, for coming on to the show. SuperChargers.
Yeah, man. That was
Check them out
awesome.
in DC, man. They are all over the place. Get over to their site. Give them a like. Give them a follow. Give them some love, man. Go check them out.
Yes, and if you dig their band, send them a message. See if you want to do a show together.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what this is all about.
You
It's
heard him
network.
say he's doing a show with the Southern Rambling Band here soon. I can't remember which one he said.
Crow Hunter.
That was it?
Yeah.
There.
Exactly.
That was right.
Yeah.
And I think, too, he mentioned he had a lot of amps in his rig, so you may not have to bring yours. I did mention the less equipment is the best equipment.
Yeah, hey, man, come play out your amps.
Oh, sweet.
If you want to be that guy, go for it. But no, dude, Will Conway, thank you, sir. It was awesome having you on, and we look forward to catching up with you in a couple months and see what's happening again, man. Good. Well, dude, the time has come. We are going to transition right into the Island Music Company's Guitar of the Week.
Nice.
And this week, we have that beautiful Fender American Ultra Stratocaster in Mocha Burst. We call this the sport package of modern Strats. All right? Introducing the Fender American Ultra Stratocaster, Fender's high-performance iteration of the modern Stratocaster. It offers several upgrades over the traditional designs, including Fender's latest ultra noiseless vintage Strat pickups, a 10 to 14 inch compound radius fingerboard on an effortless modern D neck, and it has S1 switching to roll in fat neck tones on pickup positions 1 and 2. Even if you're a traditionally bent player, don't be dismayed. The American Ultra Stratocaster is a Strat through and through. Its lightweight body is built from traditional Strat tone woods, Adler or ash, depending on what color it gets finished, and outfitted with a flawless, glossy poly finish. and a coordinating pick guard. It's got sealed locking tuners, a 2-point deluxe synchronized tremolo with pop-in arm. It's equipped for today's players for classic Strat colorization and demanding modern intonation. So you get the best of both worlds. One feature all our reviewers were quick to note is the tapered low-profile neck heel, which gives you access to the fret positions you've never dared into on your vintage Strat because they've been so hard to get to. The whole instrument has been thought out and designed in painstaking detail all the way down to the embossed Fender headstock logo and extra comfortable tremolo arm. What do you think about that, Scott?
I love that. I think not enough is said about that S1 switching.
Yeah, people breeze over it like it's a nothing option, but man, dude, all I can tell you is it's nothing but awesome tones. I fell in love with the Strat this weekend, dude. I fell in love.
I think the Strat is a great guitar. The design, the way it looks, how it fits, the neck, everything. But I really hated the standard offering of the pickups and how they were configured.
Right.
So that S1 was like the sound I had that I wish it could sound like. And you hit the button and you can roll in the neck tones.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, so later in my rig rundown, my Frankenstrat started as kind of something as a concept that they came up with.
Right, so let's talk ultra noiseless vintage Strat pickups.
Oh, perfect.
Fender's 5th generation noiseless pickups called ultra noiseless. They're really cluing in on the ultra language in these series, which I get. Their brand and everything is ultra, the best.
Right.
Because this is the best of the best. So, the 5th generation's noiseless pickups called ultra noiseless land you all the spanky, quacky Strat goodness without all the annoying hum. And seriously, dude, I plugged it in my rig, did the whole deal with it, just clean tones to distorted tones. There was no hum. It's totally awesome. They did it right. Seriously, plug it into a Plexi and crank it. The ultra noiseless vintage Strat pickups remain full of character and light on noise. The American Ultra Strat has a silky smooth 5-way switch that gives you loads of tones to choose from. When you engage the volume knob's S1 switch, you can add neck position tones to positions 1 and 2. Position 1 giving you the bridge and neck pickups together. Position 2 giving you all 3 pickups at once, which is what you fell in love with, right?
Absolutely.
Perfect. Dude, let's talk about the fingerboard. It's a rolled compound radius fingerboard. The American Ultra Stratocaster performance-driven features extend to the neck and fingerboard in a big way. Its fingerboard sports an easy playing 10 to 14-inch compound radius, 22 medium jumbo fret, with extra rolled edges supply endless hours of playing comfort. That's what this neck's all about. It's got a modern D profile that gives you plenty of neck to wrap your hand around while never interfering with your playing. And the neck's super slick ultra satin finish encourages your deft hand maneuvering. It's something else, dude. Effortless playing, dude. I literally was just in here just playing the instrument for a couple hours and it didn't hurt. I felt fine, man.
We're in the golden age of guitars.
We really are. The technology's at its best it's ever been. The designs are more better than they have ever been, and the comfort factor is there in this one, man. It's just it was astonishing to me, man.
I think with the S1, you can, and people that play gigs a lot and have to take guitars to a gig, and I know me, and when we get to my gig or rig rundown, the amount of guitars I take to the gig is astronomical. So I like to be less equipment is the best equipment. If I could take one guitar like that and have that switch and have all the tones
right
available, I would love to do that.
That's awesome, dude. Well, one of the favorite elements of the American Ultra Strat here at the Guitar Gurus is the tapered neck heel. Play the Strat and you'll understand. This perfectly sculpted heel gives you access to the guitar's entire fingerboard. I tell everybody, go to the store, play the guitar. Look at the pictures all you want, but until you get the guitar in hand, you won't know what I'm talking about, okay? So the tapered neck heel is awesome. Awesome. All right. Dude, we're going to talk tech specs, all right? Let's just run down the tech specs, and then we'll call this baby even. But this Strat, man, like I said, I fell in love with it. I was scheming ways of how I was going to get it, but then ultimately I had to take it back. But if you're in the market for a guitar and you're in the Strats, this is the one, man. This is the one to get. But here's the tech specs. It's a solid body guitar. The series body shape is a standard, the American Ultra Stratocaster body. It's right-handed, 6 strings. It's made out of Adler. It's got a gloss polyurethane finish. The color we had was Mocha Burst. The neck material was maple. Modern D shape, 10 to 14 inch compound radius fingerboard. The fingerboard material is maple. Black pearloid dots inlays. 22 medium jumbo frets. A scale length of 25.5 inches. A nut width of 1.685 inches. It's got a bone nut, which is awesome. Never had to replace it. It bridges a 2-point Fender Deluxe synchronized tremolo. It's got Fender Deluxe die-cast sealed locking tuners in the neck. Of course, it has the 5th generation ultra noiseless vintage Strat single coil pickups. It's got the master volume, 2-tone pots, 5-way blade switch, and of course the S1 switch in the volume knob, which can't be undersold. Thing's bad to the bone.
You need to try it. You need to hit the button and really experience that.
Yeah, dude.
And you get a hard shell case, right?
Yeah, hard shell case candy, all that stuff. This is their top of the line model.
Wow.
So it's all yours. For the price on this one is,
I'm gonna guess.
Sure,
$19.99.
You are correct.
Wow, I didn't go over $1, so I'm the closest.
Right. Yes. Scott.
What would be the barometer on the gigging musician's budget as a fair to medium price guitar?
I mean, if you're a gigging musician and you need something nice that's going to stay in tune all night, you just buy one piece like this.
That's what I like about this guitar, is because if you spend $2,000, you can cover a lot of sonic territory, right?
Yes.
So I think this is that S1, yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, man. So, I mean, that's the guitar of the week this week. It was awesome. The Mocha Burst finish. How awesome is that? That was just so cool. Flawless. God, man, it's so pretty. It's all.
That Ultra Series is sexy, man.
Yeah, it was a tough Monday, man.
Fender's really just, I don't want to use the word aggravated me the last year or so, but all these new series they've come out with and the rebranding, then you get this Ultra Series, and you're like, well, shit, if I had just waited, I could just got that.
I know, dude.
We are literally in the golden age of guitars.
It's a workhorse. It's a $2,000 workhorse that you consider taking out with you on a nightly basis and playing it.
And it's going to last.
Yeah, absolutely.
The finish gets some bumps and bruises, oh well. But the guitar's going to last. The sound's going to be
every
there.
bump and bruise tells a story.
Exactly.
Hey, look, I can tell you a story about a Squire guitar I have that hit the pavement. You were there, Danny Albin, and it's still in one piece.
It's still in
and
one
still
piece.
working. These guitars can take a licking and keep on ticking.
That's right.
That's cool. Well, dude, that's Guitar of the Week this week. Awesome guitar. Go down to Island Music, welcome side, say, hey, I heard about this American Ultra Strat on the Guitar Gurus. I want to try it out. Go pull it down and plug you right in.
Yep.
Get down there and check them out, man. Thank you so much, Island, every week for this opportunity with the Guitar of the Week. We love it here. We love documenting it, putting the pictures out, and talking about it.
Yeah.
So that's cool, man. We're going to wrap it up on that.
That's right.
Wow. Dude, this episode's cranking, man. I knew we were going to run a little bit behind. I mean, we're there. We're at the hour and 53-minute mark. We're cranking along.
Yeah.
So it's cool. We're going to knock out the Jesse Wickline Allied Renovations right now. Get that done. Then we're going to take a break. And then we'll come back and we'll talk with Scott.
There you go.
What do you think?
I can't wait.
Cool, dude. Well, I'm going to turn the mic over to you and let you do the Jesse Wickline Allied Renovations 2 for Tuesday shout-outs.
That's right, man.
Crank it up.
It's our favorite part of the show, everybody. It's episode 52, our Danniversary, everyone. So this is our, we're slicing off a piece of birthday cake tonight for you guys. So imagine yourself eating a piece of cake with us because we're celebrating together. So here we go without further ado. It's the episode 52, 2 for Tuesday shout-outs brought to you by Jesse Wickline and Allied Renovations. Yeah. So without you, the likes, the shares, the love, you make it all happen. Without further ado, here we go.
We've got Trish Galliano, JC Moore, Dave Barbie, Sean Kirkpatrick, Tyler Brotherton, Tim Elder, Lisa Watts, Angie Walker, the St. Mary's County Arts Council, Rick Curl, Mike Stacy, Vinny Barbarino, Outside the Wire, Jim Kobe, Steve Pence, Jesse Wickline himself, David Higgins, and Carly Zakutney. That is your episode 52, 2 for Tuesday shoutouts, brought to you by Jesse Wickline and Allied Renovations.
Hell yeah, man. That's what we're talking about, man.
That's where I get the mojo. That's where the magic comes in. We love you guys. Thank you so much for this.
Yeah, man. What's up, Scott?
That was a hell of a shout out. I actually knew most of the people on that list.
Isn't that something? That speaks volumes to how this community has come together.
I dig it, dude.
You got to see it live in person. You got to see me just do it. There was no prep work.
I don't think anybody really realizes what the bridge of the Starship Enterprise really is about.
We kick some ass in here, man.
I'm waiting to be beamed out at any second.
you drinking all that vodka, man.
You're watching professionals at work right now.
It's insane. Well, dude, on that note, we're going to take a quick break, come back, then we'll talk to Scott and document what we got to document with him, then I'll get on out of here. So, what do you think, Dan?
Hell yeah, man. Let's do that, man.
Cool. It's Guitar Gurus with Dan and Dan, Southern Maryland's #1 choice for music talk radio. We'll be right back. Yo, 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 Albin, let's talk construction.
All right, Mr. Harsha, what's up?
Our good friends at Allied Renovations can offer the best value when it comes to replacing your home's exterior, whether it be your roof or facade. Did you know that?
How does he do it?
Streamlined operations. Jesse and his team have been part of the roofing community since 2015. Did you know that?
Really?
Yeah, Jesse has some of the deepest roots in our community. Did you know that?
Why does that matter?
Because you don't have to worry about the here today, gone tomorrow contractor schemes that are out there.
Well, you know he's going to be around. That's some great stability.
Yes, it is. So if and when the time comes, your home needs help with its roof or facade, please don't forget to contact Jesse Wickline at Allied Renovations. That number is 301-399-7031. Once again, that number is 301-399-7031. They are waiting for your call. Tattoos last forever. They're a permanent statement about your personality and style. Do you want to spend the rest of your life with ink that looks like it's been done by some junior apprentice? Or do you want a custom tattoo from Christopher Lane Tattoos? Chris has over 10 years in the biz and uses the best ink and machines in the industry. Check out Christopher Lane Tattoo's Instagram feed today and you will just see for yourself that he does some of the finest work in the Southern Maryland area. Give him a follow today and you will just marvel over the attention to detail in his work. Christopher Lane Tattoos on Instagram is your start on a pathway to tattoo bliss. Book your appointment through Christopher Lane Tattoo's Instagram private messaging service for an exclusive bonus that only Guitar Guru listeners are eligible for. Follow Christopher Lane Tattoos on Instagram today. Yo, 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 Albin, let's talk site maintenance solutions with Cooper Construction.
Okay, great. Why are we outside?
I wanted you to see how Cooper Construction's handling my site with the installation of my new septic tank system.
Oh, I'm loving all this heavy equipment I'm seeing.
You need this kind of equipment for this type of work.
You say, do you?
Yeah, man. Cooper Constructions offers complete site solutions for septic tanks and mounds, lot clearing up to 3 acres, and most importantly, stormwater management.
Okay, let me get this straight. Cooper Construction offers site maintenance for lot clearing, septic systems, and stormwater management?
You are correct.
Does Cooper Construction have all the credentials needed for this type of work?
Yes, they do, my friend. Cooper Construction has over 20 years experience in the construction world.
How do we get a hold of them?
That's easy. Just dial 301-683-7766 and ask for a site visit today. Again, that number is 301-683-7766. Give them a call. You can also reach them on the web at buildwithcooper.com. Cooper Construction. From site to site, they will treat you right.
You're tuned in to the Southern Maryland Guitar Guru Show. The only show that Chuck Norris is afraid to be a guest on. We see each other through different eyes.
Oh yeah, we're back from break. It's the Guitar Gurus with Dan and Dan, Southern Maryland's #1 choice for music talk radio. Dude, Albin, man, it's old school style tonight, man.
It is old school tonight, man. Dude, Will was great. What a great interview that was with him tonight, man.
Yeah,
we
man.
went old school talking about the old bands and just the scene down there in DC. It was great, man.
Yeah, man. Dude, the Ollie's Bar and Grill soundstage phone system cranked them out tonight, man.
Oh yeah.
Operated flawlessly. And for that, I'm going to do this real quick.
Yeah,
popping
that's the one, man. Jim Kobe, are you listening? Are you counting the pops? Because you said you would do that, and you haven't done it yet. I'm still waiting for
He's
you
counting.
to. Yeah. If you can get it right, well, there may be a prize involved for you.
Oh, wow.
Maybe.
Just maybe.
Maybe.
Well, dude, it's our 1 year show, man.
Yeah.
Dude, episode 52, the 52nd week. We had a couple off weeks, so this is what we're calling our 1 year show anniversary.
Yeah.
My brother Scott's been here in studio all night.
Hey now.
In the background, chiming in, doing his thing as a celebration of the 1 year thing because he was our first ever guest when we were started this thing a year ago,
Yep.
man.
Now he's the first ever live in studio guest.
Yeah.
So no one else can top that.
I'd like to say that the hospitality has been nothing but top notch. This is the best hotel to stay at if you're in Southern Maryland.
Right on the compound. Dude, the Domino's guy loves it when he delivers here. It's awesome, man.
I bet he does. He probably brings 12 pizzas with him.
Did you ever tell him about the Papa John story? from
Oh,
Towson?
yeah, dude.
Have y'all talked about that on this
Towson?
show?
We got it.
Oh yeah, that we'll save that story for another.
For when Cool Buddy Bobby's back. He was on last week.
He was?
Yeah.
Oh, we might need him actually on retainer.
He is on retainer.
For some information we might get to in a little bit.
He knows all about that story.
Right. So, dude, Scott, you're here. You're our second featured guest tonight. The night carried away on us. We had a great time with all our guests tonight, and the banter with you here has been awesome. But now the focus is on you and your band. And to start off the gate, let's just address the elephant in the room. I want a status update on David and the Dynamos. What's going down? Can you calm some rumors out there down? We want to hear it right from your mouth. So I'm going to turn the microphone over to you, man. So tell us about what's going on.
Thank you. David and the Dynamos is alive and well. We do have some sad news to report from the camp. Brent Robbins has left the band to pursue some other opportunities, and we wish him well in his future endeavors. Danny Albin, would you like to comment on that at all? As far as that?
I mean, full support, man. Full support. I really do wish him the best in all of the things that are ahead of him. I really do. And with that, we're still gonna thrive and go forward. This is tough, man. I can't. Scott, this is your time.
All right, sorry to put you on the spot. So, anyway, reaching out, anybody that wants to audition for David and the Dynamos, we're holding auditions. If you're a drummer or you think you're a drummer and you want to come down and play, please get in touch with us. We would love to talk to you and play with you. What's the next question?
Well, I mean, it's okay. So that's what's happening in your band. So right now, y'all are not playing any shows. That's on a break. You're retooling. Going to be actively looking for another drummer. Are y'all trying to name a drummer by January 2020, or is there no time frame? It's when the right fit comes.
It's the right person at the right time with the right mental capacity.
All right. Okay. Got
that. I mean, that's what it all comes down to. We're just throwing this out here tonight for the first time. All are welcome to come give it a shot, and let's see how we gel, see how it goes. And we can't really put a time frame on it at the moment, but we fully anticipate for 2020 to rock on like we wanted it to, and it's still going to happen. So we're going to move on it. We're going to move on it quick. We're going to make the right decision ultimately. So yeah, 2020 is not going to be a slowdown period for us.
All right, that's fair enough. So you got two of the members of David and the Dynamos here telling us about their current band situation. Brent Robbins has left the band to go pursue some other ventures, other musical opportunities. What's that, Scott?
And Brent's a great player. I mean, Brent's a great player. So we love playing with him, and in the future, I'd love to play with him again. He made some decisions, and he wants to do something else, and we'll support him in that.
Perfect. Awesome. I get it. Well, every drummer's out there. Send your demos to the Dynamos. They're wanting to audition people. It's your turn to get in the mix.
Yeah.
Try it out, man.
Yeah.
They're established band, ready to go. All they need is to get the beat down.
That's right, man. We got David Hamner just taking care of the front, man. You know, bringing the vocals and then just putting on the show. So I wanted to make sure we gave him a shout out there.
Yes. In fact, David Hamner, yes. Great big part of the David and the Dynamos. Not only is he the first name of the band, he's also the singer. He's a blast to play with. We're having a lot of fun. We have Extra Time that has been mixed by you, Danny Harsha, and now by Kevin Jones.
Right.
And maybe you will, on your show, graciously maybe debut both of the mixes?
We'll do it one day soon when everything gets all ready to go.
Okay.
Shouldn't be a problem.
Oh, yeah.
So it'll be cool. I've definitely listened to the song many times. I love it. It's good stuff. Really highlights the whole group. I really like how everything came together with all that, man.
Well, you were there when we did the basic tracks, helped us with engineering. Yeah.
Hey,
absolutely,
man,
yeah.
Not bad for a white boy in Charles County. That's what I say.
We're trying to keep it real down in the bunker.
Keep it real.
Right? Down. Do a lot of people know about the bunker?
No, bunker's been mentioned a few times around here.
Yeah.
Is it a top secret word?
No, not at all.
Oh, okay. Well,
you got the bunker. I got the compound.
Okay. Well,
everybody I got the shaft.
Nah, dude, you got the forest. You got the best spot.
Yeah, you do have that. So, describe the compound in like 15 seconds. Tell me about it.
But the area?
Yeah, about Starship Enterprise right now.
Oh, no, dude. We got about a 120 square foot studio room space with leading edge technologies.
Yeah, there definitely is.
Bunch of guitars hanging on the wall.
Right.
You know, people like having them in cases. I like having them hang on the wall. Makes you play them more. You know, if you always look at them. Because I like to, it's like when you look at a magazine, what page do you want to go to?
Wherever the centerfold is.
Right. Right. Well, that's the top row center is my best one right now. So
there you go, man.
that's how I do it.
I think I've used that one on a recording. That J Maskus Purple, right? That was
right.
Yeah, and then that one in Sage was like the backup guitar if he broke a string, and then that one you played in Sage, right?
Yep,
as your main one.
Look at that.
Because Scott remember it.
And then wait till you see the junk that I use. You're gonna be under-impressed.
Lord.
Well, we got a lot of people that are very curious about the process and the studio and how we do things and what it even looks like. So you're getting firsthand experience with this.
Scott,
you're the first one to come in here and do this. What do you think about this little slice of heaven right here, man?
I like how close you guys are.
Yeah, you can almost smell my balls from here.
Oh God.
Well, I probably have smelled your balls, unfortunately, in the past.
Yeah.
30 years of playing music with somebody, you probably smelled their balls.
There's no doubt.
But the room I dig. I like that you have guitars and amps and basses, and it looks like a place you can really you could probably make a record here.
I did.
Yeah. We played on it. We know.
I did.
I did.
Well, no, we didn't play on the record.
No,
but we were the live band.
Yeah, you were
right?
the live band, man. Right before the Dynamos started.
Yeah, that was cool. That was fun. Like, what was the punk rock waitress? I think you played that earlier.
Yeah, right. You played them all.
Yeah, I used my phaser on that. in the chorus. My phaser pedal.
Phaser. Scott's drinking
Phaser.
enough Belvedere for Mr. Belvedere to pass out downstairs.
Dude, that
Bob Euchre comes in from calling a game, finds Belvedere passed out on the couch. That's Scott's condition
with his
right
feet
now.
hanging out outside the door, and he goes, "Just a bit outside."
And he goes, Wesley, did you see Belvedere?
Wesley,
Well, the funny thing he
look at
mentioned
my
about,
cardigan.
about the size of the Belvedere bottle, it's like the size of a wiffle ball bat.
It's like a cricket bat.
Oh, cricket.
It is
that
like a
might-
cricket bat.
Yeah. Right.
Dude, that would hurt if someone like swung it and hit on you.
Yeah, I mean, there's
God,
never mind. I'm not going to go there.
I'm sure you have a video, Dan Elvin. Somebody getting hit with this bottle somewhere.
Yeah, I'm not going there.
Hey, do you want to hear the heaviest heavy metal riff ever?
Not really.
It's
It's
right
coming?
up.
Oh,
Dude,
okay,
it's
good.
awesome, dude. It'll make you want to fucking jam, man.
Are we gonna wait for it?
It's coming. Just wait. Just chill. Just wait for it, dude. You'll understand when I say this.
Awkward silence.
Nah, dude.
Nah, man, this is Wayne Johnson getting
Yeah,
busy, man.
Getting it. He's about to break it in, dude, on you. He's about to snap it off.
I like
Ooh.
this. The stereo left and right is
Yeah,
cool.
Check it out. It's coming, dude.
Okay, we're waiting.
Yeah. Come on.
You still got it.
Oh, that is nice. That is pretty heavy.
See? That's what I'm saying. That's Wayne getting it done, dude. If that don't make you want to play guitar, I don't even know why you play guitar.
Yeah, no, that's a cool riff, man.
Yeah,
For
it's
sure.
not overdone. It's good, man. That's good stuff. All right, dude, let's get back on track.
Let's get into it, man.
Cool, dude. Scott, let's talk about your rig rundown, man. You're the only one ever to send us a 3-page essay on your rig rundown, so we're giving you a little bit of moment of time to go through all this.
Well, there was a reason for that. So, I mentioned earlier the less equipment is the best equipment, but you need to take the appropriate equipment to the gig. Is everybody on board with that?
Yeah,
You
the
have to-
appropriate. You don't have to take all your equipment, but the appropriate equipment for that said gig.
Right. So, okay. So, where do you want to start on the guitars? Do you want to start on the pedal board, the
but
amp?
since-
What do you want to do?
Since
So,
here's what I want to know. We're coming out to see a David and the Dynamos show, and I check out where you're stationed at on stage, and I'm trying to eyeball what you're playing on stage that night. Run down that gear.
okay. All right. So, I have 4 guitars that I use.
Okay.
Okay. So I have the LTD or
Yeah.
ESP. I don't know if you can help me with that.
Right.
The EC401 VF.
Right.
It's an L
Yeah.
Les Paul copy
Right.
and it has DiMarzio pickups in it.
Sure.
I got that guitar super cheap.
Okay. Tell us.
It cost me about $120 from my friend Keith Morgan, the Rated R Rockstar.
Oh, wow.
The rated R rock star.
I actually abandoned Danny Elvin one night at his house.
Yeah, thanks a lot for that. Still mad at you about that.
Sorry. So he's super heavy metal, and he likes DiMarzio pickups and like Ibanez and ESP
right.
guitars and that. But this guitar was awesome, and I loved it from the day he had it, the way it was. And we had the Sage gig actually had me get this guitar. So I needed more of a guitar with some bite, and I got this one from him. It cost me $119, and that was the cost of a DiMarzio pickup that I had to buy to put. It was yellow. I don't remember the model, but I had to put it in his Ibanez guitar.
Oh, nice. Not bad, dude. Good
So
deal.
And that's
my
that
name.
guitar's a staple for you when we play live.
That's my number one.
Yep, that's the
what
one.
I use.
That's your
All right.
workhorse.
Cool.
It stays in tune. It sounds awesome. If somebody dumps a beer on it, I don't care. If someone lights it on fire, they could break it in half like a
Okay,
Kiss
all right,
concert.
we get it. All right, we got 14
All right.
minutes, so come
All right,
on.
so the
Crank it.
all
Crank
right,
it.
okay,
Crank it.
All right,
Oh,
and
yeah.
the next guitar is a Gretsch Electric-Matic, and that's basically an LP, but it's semi-hollow.
Sure. I know the Gretsch line. That's
Yeah,
nice.
they're awesome. I got it for $300 from Atomic Music, and then I put a DiMarzio pickup in it from the Rated R Rockstar.
That's good. Wow. So he gifted you a pickup.
Yes. Well, yeah, he's giving me a bunch of stuff, and then I try it out in multiple guitars, and
I got
we'll
you.
We'll follow the trail.
All right, let's go. Come on.
All right, then I have a. If anybody that's seen this, I have a Frankenstrat or a Parts Caster.
Yeah.
It's my slide guitar. It's tuned to open G, flat wound strings. It has one Ibanez pickup. Is
Guess
that the right
from who?
Guess from who?
Right,
Yeah.
rated R rock.
Gee, I wonder.
And then that's wired to one volume knob.
I love
Sweet.
the one volume knobbers.
That's all you need for a slide guitar, man.
But it's pretty deceptive because it still has the 2 single coils in the pickguard, but they're not wired up.
Nice.
It's just because I'm too lazy and I don't know how to fix it.
Hey, that's the best kind of story right there.
And then I also play a lap steel live.
All right, cool.
That's a great.
I don't know if a lot of people have those on your show, but it's tuned to open G.
Right.
Let's see here. The only modification I had was I had a metal cover over the nut because I was getting some of those sitar tones,
Right.
Like on the Beatles albums. If you ever remember that,
Oh,
that
yeah.
vibration, which is cool, but it didn't work for what I was doing. Flat wound strings, one volume album.
All right, gotcha. Cool. Let's go to amps, dude. What do you got for amps? What am I going to see you at?
Well, I think you're gonna laugh at me when I say this. But I have a PV Valve King 20.
Yeah, that's cool. I'm down.
Yeah, so I have the combo that I keep at home.
Yeah.
I got that super cheap. The last day Hot Licks was open.
Oh, wow.
Paul sold that to me for $300.
Nice.
I had played a Valve King from somebody else that had a 212, and I thought this was a great amp. It was just too loud. So the 112 really spoke to me, and the price was right.
Nice.
So much so, I got the head, so I can take it to gigs and play it through a cabinet,
Sweet. which
which is a 112, which Kevin Jones made for me.
Nice.
Let's see here. You
Well,
want to talk about the pedal board?
The VVT you that
Oh,
that
yeah.
you have.
Yeah.
What's the? There's a story to that, real
Yeah,
quick.
Yeah, let's jump
Yeah,
into
so-
that real quick.
so Kevin
We're
made
coming
me-
up on it, dude.
Yeah.
We got 10 minutes.
All right, so
We're good.
Kevin, yeah, go ahead, Danny.
No, talk about the head.
All right, so I got in 2005. I had VVT make me a head, which was their version of the Fender Basement, and it was a 44 watt amp. And I asked them to put a half power switch, which they did, but it still peels paint.
Wow.
It's super loud to play live. I think I should talk to the guy that we just talked about earlier, Will. Maybe he needs that amp.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I keep that at home. But it was serial number 3, and Rick Derringer got 1 and 2.
Nice,
that's it. Yeah, that's awesome, man.
dude. Rick Derringer got serial number 1 and 2. You have number 3. That's
Yeah.
pretty.
Out of the
freaking awesome.
original run from back in the day.
Yes, and I got to pick the color scheme, so it wasn't that annoying. If you ever saw the old VVT amps where they looked like worse than Marshalls.
So you got to pick all your. That's
Yeah.
all your color.
Yeah,
choices.
silver, maroon, and oxblood. Yeah, black.
Yeah, that's
All that.
awesome, dude.
And on the back of the amp, I
Yeah.
think Danny Harsha, you worked with somebody at Hot Licks, was like, you don't have a custom, or your brother doesn't have a custom amp, and I took a picture of it.
Right. Yep. Took
Yeah,
care of
no.
that business.
No,
Yeah,
Call.
call.
I got it cheap actually, $1,000 in 2005 for a Class A custom amp. Pretty cheap, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, just knowing what to buy and when to buy.
Yeah, I like it. It's just too loud. That's my only complaint. I love the amp. It's just you take it to a gig and you're blowing people out.
That's right.
Cool. Well, dude, let's just talk about your pedal board. You don't have to go into each effect. Just tell us what you try to get to with your pedals.
Oh, well, I like to use the pedals as an effect in that you hear them. But I use them for parts, and I have a lot of them. So I have boosts, I have gain, I have EQ, chorus, vibrato, flanger, delay, phaser, compressor, and reverb.
Cool. I mean, you got the whole gamut of the whole.
Yeah, you got everything in that thing, man.
So, but you're switching during all songs, different pedals for different parts. It's not like you have them all along cranking one time.
No, right. It's constantly touching the buttons and constantly pushing a button. You got to really think about it. It's not easy.
Toe tapping.
No,
Yeah,
it's definitely not easy.
If anybody has a solution for that, I would love to hear from them.
I keep my pedal board to a bare minimum. I got a compressor, overdrive, and modulation. Boom. And then I have the foot switch to my amp. So that's it.
Yeah.
And then the board itself.
Right.
You
Let's talk
built
about
that.
I built it, yes. Everybody in the David and the Dynamos, I built their pedal board for them. So
Nice.
mine was an old box that came from Montgomery Beauty School that's wrapped in faux snakeskin and still has the phone number on it.
I love it. Every time I see it, I'm like, damn, I want one of those.
And just recently, because of the homemade way of it, the handle broke on one side,
No.
and I fixed it with a zip tie.
Yeah. Good recovery.
I love that. America's #1 dry weld zip ties.
Well, yeah, man, but the guy, Will, he said he distorts his amp with a boost pedal. I do that too. That's my main sound, an amp cranked up. So basically, my clean sound sounds like AC/DC, right?
Right.
And then when I hit the pedal, it's Thin Lizzy or Sabbath or just enter a band you want to put in that
Yeah,
spot.
exactly. Dude, it sounds amazing, man.
Well, you would know. You play with me.
Yeah,
every week,
I get to hear it every week.
And you keep showing up, so.
Yeah, that's a fault of mine. I keep showing up everywhere.
Just showing up, man. I'm showing up.
Showing up.
Speaking of showing up, I'm showing up next Friday, Ollie's Bar and Grill. Gonna check out Sam Grill, hang out with the guys on the bus. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be awesome. Scott, you got a lot of equipment here listed in this rider, man. This is insane.
Would you like to know about a certain piece? Is there something that sticks out to you? The story of how I got it? Because I think there's a lot of great stories from the Rated R Rockstar and others how it was obtained.
There is a lot of great stories in this gear rundown. This is the most extravagant gear rundown I've ever seen.
Would you think that it could be published on your site so people could explore how cool that was of the?
Well,
Because if you look at it, I really didn't pay a lot of money for it, but it's the most expensive piece of equipment I have.
I think
is
that
the
can
pedal
be
board.
done.
Maybe we'll
Let
work
people
with
read it, you know?
that. Right. We can
I
do
hope
that.
still people
Wow.
read stuff. I don't know, but
Right.
I hope so too.
Well, dude,
I'm reading it right now.
it's insane, man. It's what a show tonight. It's been a show.
yeah, thank you guys. I had a blast. I hope I didn't get too drunk. I hope I didn't ruin your mojo too much.
You're good, man. You don't know how we roll here.
Yeah, you're fine, man. It's just like, wow.
For once, I don't have to apologize about drinking too much.
He
Well-
just came out of the gate hot, dude. He just came in hot. You're like, can I ask a question?
I pierced
it.
the veil. If I want to show up, I'm be part of the gig, right?
Dude, you got to see how it goes, man. And when you get in here, it gets exciting. It gets
Yeah.
exciting real quick. You know, you're like, oh my God, there's somebody on the other line. I want to ask them questions.
Right.
And you asked some great questions. And it was a pleasure having you on here, man.
Yeah, and this was cool. So, behind the scenes action, you got it. You got it right in you were right in the mix, man.
Right in your wheelbarrow there,
Yeah.
man.
Oh, thank you guys, and again, thank you guys for having me on, and thank you for keep doing it. Like I think a lot of people really enjoy it, and you're making a positive impact.
Ooh, I like that.
Yeah, thanks, man. Appreciate that. We're just doing what we think's right, man.
Hell yeah, man.
I always wanted something like this when I was coming up with the bands. An outlet to call, hey, I got a band, I want to try to promote it. Where everybody has some commonality that tunes in, where they're trying to meet or see new bands.
So with your last minute here or so, what would you like to say? What's on your mind? What would you like to throw out for everybody? Where they can find you or what's going on?
Oh, with me?
Anything.
Oh, I would say, we're gonna do something a little different but similar with David and the Dynamos. Brent left, and we're gonna keep going. So stay tuned for that. I will leave you with this: if anybody is old enough to experience this, At Wilmer's Park, when you went to use the bathroom, there was a big trough. And if that was your first time being in a trough, what was your experience like? And write us a letter. Send it to us. We read them all, right? Do you read all the fan letters?
Yeah, there's so many letters coming in.
Yeah.
I mean,
So many.
yeah. So
I think
many.
I had to stop by the post office and bring this with me.
Right.
No one ever sent us a letter.
All right. Anyway. I would have shout out to all the sponsors real quick. We're okay? We
All right,
got
let's run them down real fast.
David Higgins, Southern Maryland Chronicle.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. Clap for
You
that
hear
guy.
that? Yeah.
That guy who first partnered up with us, bringing us Higgy on the beat. He hosts our show on the Chronicles website, who promotes us all the time.
Yep.
That's the partnership there. So Higgy on the beat, David Higgins, Southern Maryland Chronicle, number 1. Number 2, Spoon's Barbecue, Rosewood Crossing Shopping Center, La Plata, Maryland. Go check them out.
Spoon's Barbecue on the
Yeah.
plate of Maryland.
Tender ribs, cut it with a spoon
That's right.
or a tongue.
We've got Cooper Construction on
Right.
board.
Yeah, he's on board. His site services, septic tanks, all that. Call Cooper. He's got you covered. Got Jesse Wickline, Allied Renovations. Been doing the 2 for Tuesday shout outs and doing airtime commercials with us. Awesome job, Jesse.
That's right.
Yeah, man.
Ali's Bar and Grill.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah, Soundstage phone system, the beer we're drinking. They're cranking it in every week,
you.
man.
Thank you, Justin, over there.
Yeah.
And the best stage in Southern Maryland.
That's
if you've
right.
Ever played on
Best
it.
stage in Southern Maryland right there.
Also, the electrical plugs are behind the what
right,
is it?
the smart, yeah, the right
the
way.
sashes
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah.
There.
No one's burned it down yet.
Yeah, it's,
So-
you gotta know what you couldn't find them if you didn't know.
Right, Island Music, Guitar of the Week, man.
Island Music. That's
Love
right.
those guys, man.
Love it.
Island music. Yeah.
Right,
Great
right.
partnership.
Rocktoberfest.
Right, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we love Island, man. Get over there and support. And that's
Chris Lane Tattoos.
Chris Lane Tattoos.
How could I almost forget
Wow,
that?
wow.
Yeah,
Right.
don't forget
Chris
that
Lane,
one.
man.
Yeah.
With the Sage days.
Yeah.
Lead singer, Sage.
That's right.
Good dude, man. Guy, you want in your corner, some shit's going down. That's
I was
for sure.
listening to the Sage songs in the backing tracks of my headphones, and it was cool. I was like, oh, yeah, I remember playing that tune. That was good.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So thank you to all the sponsors. Guitar Gurus, episode 52, the Danniversary. I mean, we couldn't do it without you, and to have these great sponsors on board has been amazing. I want to reach out after we've thanked our sponsors just now, and I want to thank Will Conway, guitarist and singer from the SuperChargers. Get over there and check those guys out. They're getting it in. They're working hard. And then our other featured guests, we got Scott Harsha right here in the studio. Right here, David and Dynamos,
Thank
guitar
you.
player.
Thank you.
Big history.
Thank you.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
being
Right.
here.
And
Dan, take us out, Mr. Dan Harsha.
Right, Southern Maryland Guitar Gurus with Dan and Dan. We're off next week for Thanksgiving, but we'll be back the week after that with a all brand new episode, and we look forward to seeing you guys then. We love you. Happy Thanksgiving.